Hello everybody, welcome to the stream today. My name is SenseiSuplex and today we have session 3 of the Ascent. How's it going everybody? I hope everyone's day has been well. I'm trying to figure out why my camera's like this. There we go. Let's resize ourselves. Boom. How's it going everyone? I hope that everyone's had a good day, evening, afternoon, night, morning, whatever it could be. I hope that everybody's just ready to clown Charlie Brown because you know what it is. We got the Ascent, we got the Descent, actually more so fitting, as we're gonna be having lots of shenanigans and possibly shroom antics, whatever that is. That being said, thank you guys for watching and tuning in so far, and also thank you guys to the hype train. We got 7 more seconds. Maybe someone will drop a couple of bits or drop a sub or something, and we can get the hype train going. That said, I mean, hey, maybe we'll be able to hit, I don't know, 90 subs this stream or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? No announcements really for this session, besides tomorrow there isn't going to be 7 souls. Instead, we're going to be doing the Hades one-shot, as we're going to be having the likes of Orange Flame, Narth, Fish, I believe Eltara, aka Sammy, the likes of Point Cat, and Rickhards, and I believe that's everybody. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anyone. And we're going to be continuing the likes of the Hades one-shot once more, in the Path of Phoenix. That said, enough announcements about those. Let's go swing on over to the Ascent, and let's see what we got.
Right,
yeah,
that's not a problem.
I mean,
and
in fairness, yeah. When I was
Hello.
doing my
hello.
2 sets of clothing, so
yeah,
How goes it? Oh shoot. Also, this is I'm actually glad you mentioned clothing. Because this is a big thing. For everybody, you guys will need to probably you guys will only have a couple of hours pretty much, because it is the third session, and I said after the first 2 sessions, you guys will need to make weather appropriate clothing, or you will start taking exhaustion levels of, you know, freezing to death, or in the case of the Expanse, burning to death.
Sensei.
Yes.
Because of the thick hide, I can't remember if you implemented that rule. Does Zephyr need to?
I never did officially or anything like that. Realistically, I would say I'll allow Bearkin to be immune for it. When it comes to cold weather, I mean that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're good, but everybody else is not so much. Now, Navro does have the pelt that he made. He crafted that last session. I think Rokaz did as well, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
enough for 2.
And then we need something for Spike, Ingot, and then Myra, or you guys will freeze after about 6 hours.
Yeah, I wanted to do that during the rest too, but we never really got to saying it.
I said, the Descent, we got a lot planned for you guys and a lot to work through. Let's see if you guys will be able to barrel through all the little shopkeeping. That said, before we get started, anybody got any questions about anything?
Can you use prestidigitation to warm yourself?
For about 1 minute.
I think we made that a rule before, where you can, because we did that at the first bit when we were outside of the mine, trying to use it. It was it makes you feel warm, but it doesn't actually do that much.
Yeah, makes you feel good. That's it.
it's a nice treat.
All right. So, if we don't have any questions of the sorts, I think it's time that we get started with today's session. All right, let's do this. So, if I could have each and every one of you all gather around the table and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors, the likes of a fable of a looming corruption. Well, this, my friends, be the infamous tale of the Ascent and the legendary tale of the Soulbound. Returned back to our tale, with our heroes gathered around the campfire. It'd be here that conversations were had, and plans moving forward were to be discussed. Being trapped in the cave due to a blizzard would give the Descent the time needed to reflect. Conversations were had between the likes of Zephyr and Navro on leadership and guilt, while Myra and Spike would converse about the likes of Dindar and his coveted weapons. As they'd converse due to a bit of exploration, mushrooms were formed and found in the likes of a cave as food It was being passed out by the likes of Rokaz in the time being. However, upon exploration of these said mushrooms, upon inhaling the fumes of these magical shrooms, Zephyr and Myra, you two would be rendered tiny versions of yourselves, and more. Zephyr, however, would take the time to ride atop of Ingot's head, while Myra would take it upon themselves to summon a crow storm, in hopes of scaring the likes of the party. After the shenanigans were had, it'd come clear that it'd be time to move on. Not individually, but as a team. To seek them, or to make the world of Voden abide to their rules, and not the other way around. But, survivors, listen now. What plan will the descent devise to push forward, upwards towards the mountain? Will this newfound strength aid them, or be the beginning of typical foolhardy recklessness? Well, we'll have to wait whether the descent has changed or not, as we see in the likes of Session 3 of the Ascent. That, my friends, let us continue with today's session, begin with the chaos. Alrighty.
You know, it's awfully bold for the narrator to assume we have a plan.
You know, you're probably right, but I try to stay hopeful.
What narrator are we talking about?
Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out later. Anyways, that's enough foreshadowing for later. Alright, anywho.
What's foreshadowing? What are we on about?
Go back to eating your wolf.
Okay, but on a serious note, after that vision, you'll just hear Zephyr.
Hold on. I get to do the where we return off of.
I'm sorry.
Don't hear, you got too much dip on the chip. Hold on. So, I was hoping Peter would appreciate it.
Did I hear dip?
Never heard that
I
phrase.
hear dip?
Sensei, you are an honorary Southern boy now.
Oh, man.
God, no!
Dip, not dip or dip. What is it? See, you're going 0 for 3, Finn. You need to calm down. You're trying to get yourself fucking destroyed. But that said, we return to the likes of our heroes as they rest amongst the caves, and they see and watch as the outside begins to turn to a brightened, filled sky at that. The air begins to grow cold with the shattering of the sky once more, as astral particles begin to fall to the ground before flowing with the likes of the wind. We look over and we find all of you gathered around the campfire to sing your campfire song, but no singing right now. That said, what do you all say with each other, and what do you all do? Zephyr, you seemed like you want to start us off, so go for it.
Oh, that dirty fuck!
What?
Okay, well, I know who burned down my forest, but before that, we can talk about that later. It's irrelevant. Ingot, do you have any ideas for what we should do?
Ingot's just gonna kind of like just look up at you slightly and then look back to his sword. Make sword big.
Alright, well, it's a plan, I suppose. Alright. So, what's our plan, everyone? We can attack this thing, or we can try and have a, I wouldn't say befriend, but a truce.
The risk is too high of not being in any way capable of allying with us. I feel we might have to run.
It's gonna be in our path, though. Are we gonna be able to sneak past it with it looking for us?
Thinking over the matter more, our friend Jeff, he turns things, doesn't he?
Aye.
There was a time when I wasn't with you. You had one of those mechanical wolves. Did Jeff interact with it in any way?
I ain't got sorted that one out.
It make wolf big.
So,
Sorry.
Jeff can have his effects on these machines. That's bad news, then. We wouldn't be dealing with just the giant and the bird against each other. They'd both be working for one another.
Well,
Did I
it
tell them that
seemed.
the bird was attacking like the corruption?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And that's kind of.
Or the
But it seemed to be attacking them, the bird and the Jeff.
The sort of add-on to what Navro said. Probably be even worse because you'd be dealing with, well, both of them working together, but that storm bird sort of, well, tainted out of their mind. Probably becoming even more powerful than originally sought. Similar to the legs of the wolf from earlier with Ingot.
So we really are running on a timer. That giant gets here. We're all dead. Guaranteed. We can't outrun the Stormbird.
So we just head on and fight it then. Okay.
No, fighting
Wait.
it might be too much. I'm saying we have to find a way to get around it. Or at least some distraction. Get away stealthily. No noise.
I agree with Navro. There's bigger things going on right now.
My only issue is it can find us easier than we can find it.
That's
Meaning-
not true.
True.
I mean, it does have them scan and eye things.
And it's smart enough to know what magic is. So, half of me was thinking of asking Myra to send your flock to distract it, but
Speaking of which,
whether
is
that
that
would
actually
just-
still active?
How long do they last? I think they last for an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they last for an hour, I mean, you casted it, yeah, they should still be here. They should still be here.
What are they seeing currently?
I mean, nothing really has changed, but pretty much to recap, you would look over and you'd see as the Stormbird is kind of towards the base of the mountain, but it's not too far from your general location of this cave right here. They seem to be taking down the likes of the corruption left and right, and also seeming to look over towards the the giant sort of approaching on the horizon. You look over, and from what you can see through the Raven sort of perspective, the giant is only a couple of minutes out before making their way to the mainland sort of base of this mountain, where you guys landed your ship. You maybe guess like 30 minutes or so till it probably hits it, because it's a pretty slow walker.
Oh, 30 minutes. Oh, fuck. That means it's like an hour, maybe 3 hours away from us.
Yeah. Now, granted, you guys, yeah, you did run up the likes of the mountain. You've traveled a decent bit, as well as it would have to do with the likes of the Stormbird, but it still is 30 minutes away, you know? Who knows what could happen? Yeah.
We may need to get moving. The giant's about 30 minutes away.
Okay. If we run into it, then what are we doing? If we run into the bird, are we going to fight it or are we just going to run?
Run. We have to run.
Well,
It's
There is-
faster than us.
There is one idea.
what?
Aye.
Hold on. Before you sort of go saying ideas, you look at all of you. You're barely even sort of staying on your feet. Everybody make Constitution saving throws to resist sleep deprivation for me. See who's gonna be able to power through for a little bit. Now, granted, this is, you guys, again, if you don't sleep within a couple hours, you're gonna take the exhaustion eventually, but this is to see who's exhausted now.
Hell is no, I'm fucking an idiot.
I was lying down face down for most of this, flopping in the rocks. Does that count for anything?
Nah, it's gotta be a couple
Yeah.
hours of, like, not moving or anything.
Rokaz, do you want me to chronal shift that?
I think it'd be funny.
fuck!
I'd be funny if you're like, you know what, you're right, and I just pass out.
Oh lordy, that is not good. That is a 3 that will fail. A 6 will fail.
Hold on.
10. Go ahead.
I'm going to point to Rokaz and like you, his head just like whoop, like kaleidoscopic for a second, and he gets a reroll.
Heck yeah. All
All
right,
right,
there you
let's
go.
see.
Wait, is
Let's
Chrono Shift
see.
on a short rest or a long rest?
Shit, maybe you're right.
Yep.
Maybe
'Cause
it's
I
only
don't
one
Long
rest.
rest.
Oh yeah, you would not have it because you used it during the thingy.
I used it twice. Yeah, shit.
Well, never mind.
All right, Rokaz face plants into the ground. No, I'm kidding. All right. So 3, 6 will fail, 5 will fail, 17 will succeed, 13 will succeed. Zephyr, you just barely made it. That is the DC of 10. You're good to go. But for how long? That is the question. You look over towards the likes of Spike, even Myra's a little bit hazy. Rokaz looks out of it. They are wore the fuck out. But as this is happening, Mimir just sort of says, "Look at you all. You need to rest, but you're gonna have to make a decision. See how long those two can sort of duke it out to give yourselves a bit of time to recuperate. Or you can sort of rush up the mountain and have to maybe deal with that thing at a disadvantage.
And what? You can't rejuvenate us or anything?
I've already told you for the 8th fucking time I can't affect you.
Hey,
You're annoying.
Stop
Myrna,
asking the
how-
same shit.
how far away did you see that cave? The one up the mountain?
Alright, Sensei, you're gonna have to help me with this one. What am I bird seeing?
What again? For the
A
thingy?
cave farther ahead,
Secondary cave.
apparently.
And then what is
Yeah.
Zephyr asking one more time?
How far away
How
it is?
far away?
Yeah. So for how far away it is, it's a little bit of a journey. Not too much. Granted, you're gonna probably want to stay stealthy the majority of it. I believe it's between like 30 minutes and an hour of traveling. Now, granted, this is a big mountain, so this is assuming you're going at least at a normal pace, maybe even a fast pace. But if you go a slow pace, it will definitely knock that up to about an hour to 2 hours total.
May I?
Run with no interruptions. We're looking at about maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
Assuming that you're like moving pretty briskly or running.
Should we rest here, or should we rest up there? We don't know what we might find. We're hungry, we're tired.
I
What-
can't do that.
Whatever distance we close is more distance from our adversary. Mimir, there's truly nothing you can do, even slightly. Correct?
As much as I would love to, trust me, and I would. You all need to help with my mission, I need to help with yours. But unless you go pledging the crew fix, or at least me, I can't really go helping you out too much. If I show too much divine magic, then crew fix and the others are gonna start knowing, and shit could get bad real fast before we save the rest of the Pantheon.
You got your mage hand, or would you be able to use that to help keep people up while we just wander? Give them a bit of help.
Well, what do you mean by that exactly, Finn?
Help us so we don't fall while tired.
I mean, okay, yeah, he could probably do that as long as he could see you. Yeah, he could do that.
Yeah.
Little slap in the face to keep us awake.
I do have one.
I think I could worry about that, yeah. Shouldn't be too crazy.
Thank you.
We-
Sensei, the question.
Mhm.
The last session, I think it's from the lore question thing. I got an elixir of health.
Oh,
Would that-
is your thing not added? I got you.
I
No, I
don't
just
have
have it in
my
my
thing
notes.
either.
Okay, here. Let me know what your items were, and then I will make sure you got that added.
For me, it's the elixir of health. Would that cure exhaustion?
Well, we're gonna find out as soon as I figure out where the elixir of health is. Is it
I
an
also
ambient?
got something similar
it's-
to that. I don't remember what it was. Damn it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
My notes
mine says
disappeared.
cures one disease or status effect.
Be back in
I
the
will. Status effect. I'll see if exhaustion's listed there, but for some reason I can't find the elixir of health. It might be named something else. Elixir of
That's right.
health, cures any disease, removes blind, deaf, and paralyzed and poison. Nah, it wouldn't.
I totally forgot. I think I was gonna choose the for the spell scroll, because I believe that's what I rolled, Sensei. I was gonna choose a rope trick.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you that spell. Hold on 1 second. Let me get ingots thing, and then I'm gonna
Spike,
go to
what did I
mine.
get?
I did not write what everybody else got.
Because my notes are, I'm missing my scythe again. No, it's back. Where the fuck's my notes?
Got one thing. Okay. Whenever you want to cast rope trick, you're gonna just have to cast it and then not consume a spell slot. We'll get to that when we cross that bridge. But
I mostly was going to just give the scroll to Navro probably, because what's
Oh,
it
okay.
going to do with some magic?
Yeah.
all right.
Unless Ingot's about to become the strongest spellcaster.
So Navro, you are handed the likes of the rope trick spell scroll. If you want to start inscribing that, that'll take a bit of time, but you can start with that now.
Well, I'm currently casting like Find Familiar as
Oh,
well.
yeah? Mhm.
So that'll take its time.
And then
Just
Myra...
imagine the scroll appears in like Ingot's backpack and he just doesn't even know it's there for a while. He's just like, oh, paper.
I'll see
It's
if
not
I
shiny,
can find
so it's
anything
not interesting.
for you, Myra.
I can't scroll back too far. It doesn't let me go back.
Announcements. I don't see anything listed here. If we can't remember it, I'll just probably have you reroll. It wasn't a potion of invisibility. I think that was Secrets in the Sands. Yeah, I'll tell you
We
about
got invisibility, 2 bits of water breathing, and something
that was-
other.
That was from a while ago.
That's old. We're talking about the new set of stuff we got.
Okay, for the guessing the weather effects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it again?
Nobody wrote it down apparently, and I did, and I can't find it.
Easy
Well, I
enough.
wrote my own thing.
I mean, I
Well-
memorized my own thing.
I
Well,
wrote it
if you
down on a
don't
piece of paper, the
remember,
paper's
here's what we're gonna
gone.
do. Roll a D100, fella. And
That's why
we'll
you need
figure
a
it out.
notebook.
97. You son of a bitch.
Big numbers.
Exciting.
It'll be a second before I find this, but you guys can keep talking amongst yourselves while I'm
Wait,
doing
wasn't
this.
it the love potion?
No, that's fucking Valley of Dreams. Dear God, I'm so happy this group didn't get the love potion. Oh fuck
Whatever
no.
it is.
Okay, right.
not
It's when I
me.
was watching that.
Could you
Oh,
imagine?
I remember that one.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, how
Navro.
fucked would Myra be if she had that?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's fair.
You were about to say something.
Mimir. Also, you're right, Sophia. Mimir.
I like how you talk to the NPC while I'm busy.
I mean, like, it was to Mimir.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
bit
let's not bother Mimir right now. He seems to have a lot going on in his eyeball.
You can just see like Windows XP running in his eye. Anyway.
Just in the retina, it's just when his XP is crashed.
I
I don't
think
understand why you just don't ask me for a familiar and rather use your tin hat.
Look, we need to get up that mountain as fast as possible, and as stealthily as possible. If we had camouflage in some way, not an illusion, real something pale or white.
I'm holding a literal white crow on my shoulder.
Camouflage for us.
Oh. Wait, are
Alright.
you finding us familiar though?
You get.
Yeah, I'm finding a familiar, but I'm just saying like we can get like camouflage and
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about how the familiar is going to be camouflaged. I was like, wait, what
No.
the fuck?
no. We need camouflage. In order to get up that mountain, we need to stealth through, I feel. The less time, every second we aren't fighting that thing and running, is good for us. But how are we going to get that? That's my question.
Hey, Myra, how busy is the bird at the moment? And how far away?
Healing blows to the corruption at the moment.
Make your highest saving throw. And also take a potion of healing of Supreme. Oh, man.
I can't say the C word. You were
I
so
know,
good
I
last time
fucked
for
up.
it.
It's because I took that exam. It fried my brain.
Hey, I've been there, buddy. I have been there.
Yeah, I give would a supreme healing potion cure my shit?
Supreme healing potion gives 10d4 plus 20. It is insane.
Holy shit.
Yes,
Jesus.
that is what you get for rolling between 97 and 100.
Damn.
What was I rolling for again? A Constitution?
Highest saving throw, so I think that's charisma for you.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely charisma.
What's that? 7 plus... I don't think it's gonna be enough.
6.
6, 13, nah. That will not be enough, so you will take a bit of astral damage. I need you, Myra, to pick a memory, my friend.
This is the loser, right?
From what you know. Yeah.
It has to be something I already remember.
Oh man, you're gonna have to make a concentration check as well for the birds. It can be a pretty simplistic memory. It can be something like very big or very small. It doesn't really matter too much. You can just list out things and then...
Wow, DC 10. I am not doing well today.
Oh man!
I'll just recast it. It's fine. I short rested.
Warlock.
What was I doing again? Was it something I remember already?
Yeah, something that you remember already.
Okay. I want to forget that Spike's hammer hates me.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty traumatic. Yeah, I would say that's big enough. Alright, that said, the memory of Spike's hammer basically trying to kill you and strangle you fades from your brain. That said, you look over and you watch as Myra's form begins to slowly course with bits of starry light, the corruption itself. You kind of look at her and it's just like, God damn it. It's nothing new at this point. But regardless, what do you all say and what do you all do?
Wait, I'm coursing with astral light,
Yes.
right? But I thought I was
yeah.
supposed to consume the C word.
You would be given the strength to eventually consume it. You can't do it right now. From what you're understanding it. I mean, you could certainly try, but from what you know, nah, not yet.
Okay, if I know that it's not going to work, then I'm not going to test it. However, I do want to test some abyssal language runes on some people.
We can do that later on, but for right now, how far away and how busy is Jeff? Well, with the bird.
I believe she said 30 minutes. It's maybe an hour.
We don't have the
Yeah,
time.
we gotta run.
Okay. And what about the mushrooms? Shall we take them? Shall we not?
Maybe we'll find more in another cave or something. We don't really got the time to make a safe way to transport them.
Yeah, because we can't afford to get small. Like, what if it lasts longer than the last time? Maybe we were lucky and it only lasted like a minute. But what if we're stuck? Like, we're stuck for an hour, 2 hours, days. Small.
Sensei, how fast was I moving when I was small?
Your speed was reduced by, because yeah, you were considered tiny. Your speed was reduced by triple, so you were moving like 10 feet around.
So it wouldn't have been any use to go that and travel up the mountain. Right, fuck. Okay, show of hands. Are we going up the mountain? Are we running? Are we fighting? What's it gonna be?
Run.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, Myra, Ingot.
Me make stick.
Right, we're running then. Okay. How soon till that concoction of yours is done?
Mine?
I
A few minutes, I'd say. Sensei, how much? How much time is left?
I believe it's gonna be about 3 minutes.
In fact, I just got a message from the gods 3 minutes.
Okay, I didn't know you were religious. Ingot, how long on that sword of yours?
Excellent question, Sensei. Help.
How long have you been working on this thing? You've been working on it for a decent bit, if I remember.
At least a session, I think.
Yeah. I believe what you needed to do, you need to like, I don't know if you ever made the crafting roll, because you made this sword out of stone, but you need something to like be able to reinforce it so it doesn't just break after the first hit.
I've corrupted wolf metal and golden pieces.
That's right. Did you ever make? Do you remember if you made the crafting check for that?
I don't think you
Pretty
did.
sure you did.
You told
I
me
thought
that you made. Yeah, you made me do a roll, and I think I succeeded. I don't.
Yeah, with help from Amir.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
just
Yeah, I
help.
remember that.
Yeah, to speed it up.
All right, it's been a week, lots of sessions. So yeah, if that's the case, I'd probably say like you're in the last sort of bit, maybe like 10 minutes or so. And speeding through it, yeah, you can probably get it done before 10 minutes.
Okay.
Me
We have a bit-
almost done.
Okay, we have a bit of time. From what I've seen, the mushrooms, it only took a breath of it. So as long as we don't get to let go of the toxic fumes, we could take it maybe from the earth itself.
Actually, when I entered, I never took a breath.
Yeah.
So you did.
No,
not?
that's why Myra went, because she doesn't need to breathe.
Okay.
Myra might not even have lungs.
It's true. I
Myra-
have no idea
Myra-
what's left in me. I could be
Just-
hollow.
It's just a
Okay.
consciousness.
In that case, let's get ready to go.
All right. I'll start packing everything.
Again.
With that, does my spell finish?
With that, your spell would finish unless there's anything anybody needs to do within the span of those. Well, yeah, it's only been 3 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't think so, right?
Hmm.
No.
I can do something to Rokaz real quick.
I mean, if you want. Did you want to do something?
I've got that weird necklace in my art that has that symbol of... What was the symbol for again, Zephyr? Wasn't it fear?
Pardon?
That we drew my necklace based on like a North fear, right?
Yeah.
I do want to inscribe the rune, or if you'll let me, put the rune on hilt and imbue it with one spell slot.
You don't have access to rune carving just yet, remember? No one does.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you guys gotta get to the Forbidden Expanse and then make the mana stuff and yada yada yada. But I mean, if you want to ask Ingot, but he's kind of busy at the moment, but if you want to ask him to eventually just inscribe it into like a rock or something, then yeah, he can definitely do it.
Never mind. I'll wait then.
Easy peasy. So, eventually Navro, as your spell begins to finally complete itself, if you would like to describe exactly what happens as it completes and what familiar that you summon to the to the world.
There's been a lot of like smoke of different colors passing through the quote-unquote brazier I've been using, and at one point there's a loud crack and it finally stops. The smoke dissipates and you see what looks to be like a hawk-sized vulture who looks the spitting image of his own owner, with the kind of dark brown feathers and a bald head with gray skin and orange eyes. And it's a little vulture slash hawk, because vultures are an actual thing, but in D&D, but they're medium, so you can't use them.
So here you go. Boom. Deep hawk. Hold on. What is their name so I can make their token for them and give you control?
What would their name be? He has nothing. I didn't think about this. What
the
their
hell,
name be?
man? I'm kidding.
They are
Okay.
Bird Jeff.
Bird Jeff. That's good. They're gonna find that offensive eventually.
Well, that's gonna get confusing.
Oh man, you got it. So Bird Jeff it is. I will give you control over Bird Jeff in a minute.
That's the name for now.
Work in
Call him the
progress.
drink boner.
Oh, I could have. You know what? Honestly, it's a better name. Could you change it once more? Sorry, Sensei. That's actually a way better name.
You got it. The drink boner. It is. Oh yeah, and he just also talks like Tony Takedown, by the way.
No, it's like tiny, like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah! Whoa!
Come on.
You're going down to SmackDown, baby! Whoa!
Why does he get a cool token?
Oh man.
I'll snap you into a Slim Jim.
Wait, how long does Find
God.
Familiar last? Is it like an spell?
No, it's indefinite for the one familiar. I can just like take it away whenever.
Yeah, it's whether they die or not. Like, and they could just summon him back with a ritual.
It doesn't let out a magical presence, does it?
They're magical in nature. So, I mean, granted, all of you kind of do, to an extent, if you like,
Okay.
especially you spellcasters. So, I mean, it's not anything to be worried about that much.
Also, never cough cough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never just exists, so you know.
Okay.
Anti-magic
have-
stockpile.
Oh, also, real quick, Spike, you did receive a inspiration point from the likes of your buddy Gross. Also, yes, that's it. Yeah. There you go. Alright, so as this begins to happen, is anybody doing anything in the span while Ingot is finishing up their weapon?
I might as well reconjure my familiar since I
Easy enough.
crows.
Oh god.
I can choose their animal forms, keep in mind.
Yeah, as long as they're still a familiar, you're good.
Instead of they're all gonna be fiends, by the way, this time.
Okay.
I'm going to.
You're gonna conjure what?
It's gonna
I can
conjure the
choose
abyss
their animal
sounds.
forms.
The You're conjuring worms, you got it.
Worms? No.
Wait, what did you say?
Wait, did I lag out?
Yes, your mic is messing up.
Oh. I said a cat, a dog, and the crow.
Can you do separate ones? That'd be sick.
I can choose their animal forms. It says I
For each
just
one?
cannot choose. Yeah, I think so. You temporarily. Let me read it out. You temporarily
make
summon
sure.
3 familiar spirits that take animal forms of your choice.
Yeah.
Each familiar uses the same ruse. All familiars conjured by the spell must be the same type of creature. Oh, it doesn't have to be same because it says celestials, fae, or fiends afterwards.
I mean, that makes, I don't know, it just kind of makes sense thematically for me if like you summon like a pack of dogs or whatever, or a pack of cats or whatever, just like a flock of them rather than random animal, mouse, hawk, go sort of thing. Because I think that, I mean, the spell's already extremely strong, kind of broken. I think being able to choose a different type of animal for each that has different stats is even more broken.
Then you know what? Then a pack of dogs. Just a bunch of flesh dogs coming.
You got it. Are they like bony and stuff like that? Kind of like Myra in a way? Like
No, they
zombified-ish
just
or not?
Have you seen the ducks from what's that game? Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, no.
The dogs from Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Which ones? There's a lot of like the ones in 3 that have like the kind of splitty head that like splits in half. Or
You know what? Sure. I'll have the ones that have split in half and just have them have eyes in places they shouldn't have.
Monka W. But that being said, you're good to go. As these dogs begin to slowly start forming from the likes of the ground, they rise up and they are ready to serve. That said, real quick, Navra, you did receive an inspiration point from Narth, and also Zephyr, you did receive an inspiration point from Zale.
I already have an inspiration. Who doesn't have one right now?
I don't.
Then it goes to you, my friend.
There you go, Myra. And then Zephyr, you received inspiration from chat. Do you already have one?
I did not, but thank you, because I used it last round.
And last but not least, Chat, aka Orange Flame, has redeemed the likes of give the party a resource, and she gave you guys material for clothes, so you guys don't freeze to death. But you still need to make craft the things to, you know, not freeze to death.
Okay, you know what? How fast can I do this?
Do what?
You're cutting out a lot if you're saying something.
She phased out of existence. The corruption got in her brain.
Can I make a poncho?
Yeah, you can make a poncho. It's just you're gonna need to take another short rest to what do you call it?
We don't have time for that.
While all this is happening, that Navro is doing his magic stuff, and Myra's doing magic stuff, Spike is just like in the doorway of the cave, arms crossed, tapping her foot like, are we going? Are we fucking going?
We're
Come
waiting,
on, guys.
We're waiting for Ingot.
Poncho. I am gonna have my dog scat out the way though.
All right, easy enough. Like, how far are you gonna have them like in front of you? I assume like you're gonna have them scout
all the
out,
way
and then
to
you're gonna
the
be following.
direct cave, a Y formation.
Gotcha. All right, so they're gonna go all the way over there. You got it. So we'll start heading over there as you see the dogs begin to start forming and going off into the snow. Zephyr, what is up?
Can I just ask something? Given off Myra's artwork, would that not be enough clothing as it is?
No. Remember what I said. I didn't want to make you running around in loincloths and stuff like that, and I wanted you to design your
Myra's
character.
is like a wolf cloth.
I know, but none of your appearance has mechanical benefit, as I've mentioned in sessions.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
you're good. You're good.
Wait, let's go, everyone.
You think it's finished?
He's like only got like a minute left, so I mean, it's assuming there's nothing else for you guys to do. Ingot, you do eventually finish the likes of your sword, and I believe what type of sword were you trying to make again?
I wasn't trying to make any type in particular. Just a sword is fit for like a large category.
Large
like
category.
A very, very big sword.
Well, my friend, have you ever heard of the Great Sword?
Yes.
There you go. That being said, as you're sort of finishing the legs of this thing, the Great Sword, it's in rough condition, but due to a little bit of time and effort, granted, you did have to sort of like rush and try to finish the work, so it's haphazardly done. But with a little bit more time and refinement, once you get a little bit of a break, you'll be able to make sure that it will be up to snuff. Right now, it has, and again, this is a lot of uses, so you don't really have to worry about anything right now. It has about 10 hits before it would probably need to be repaired. So you can just mark that down, but again, if you get a little bit of time, you'll be able to or modify it and finish it to do it the way, or make it be the way you want it to be.
Yeah, will I be able to swing it with one hand even if it's at disadvantage?
Nah, because that said, oh wait, hold on. Actually, real quick, I'll probably actually retcon that because you liked the way we flavored it last time was that we said that your longsword would count as a sword and a shield. You'd just be using it one hand and all that stuff mechanically, but flavor-wise, that's what it was. So I won't give you a great sword, but I will give you a longsword as usual. It's just built for your size.
Yeah, because for now I have an actual shield and just small longsword is what I have currently, and I was trying to make a big sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big sword for when he's in large form, or big form. So big or large?
So thematically, you have another sword. It is big, or it is big enough to fit for someone like you, and definitely someone for a larger stature. Just right now is still doing the normal thing.
Excellent.
All right. Well, if that's the case, everybody, you guys can move your tokens out towards the exiting portion of the map, and we'll continue forth. So, as this is sort of happening, actually, I think it would be a good time. Can I get a marching order for the party? And then also, once that is set, can you describe to me exactly how you're going about this trek up the mountain? But first, let's get the party order, if we could.
Let's have everyone who's tired buddy up with someone, so that buddy can help them if need be.
I can put up with Rokaz then.
Okay. Have Mimir with someone as well?
I can go to the front and help scout out the best route.
Aren't you
very
tired
injured.
though?
Yeah.
There's no
Uh,
point. I just sent my dogs to scout out.
yeah.
Oh,
I say stick with maybe Mimir or something. Myra can stay with me. We can have someone help out with the scouting as well. Basically, just so we're not at a disadvantage, at least we're normal.
You,
Wait,
uh,
actually, do we are we exhausted yet?
Yeah,
Or
you guys are
hasn't-
exhausted.
Oh, okay.
I'm
It just
also
doesn't really
Uh,
matter for you,
there's no
Spike, because you
food.
kind of already have disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay, so yeah, same difference.
Yeah. Shall we have
Here,
ingots in the front?
Sure.
I mean, if we're running away, then the like tank should be in the back. It doesn't really matter because like
Sure.
if you're anywhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can stay back
Yeah.
if you want.
you can stay in the back or middle. Yeah, I'll go front then.
Sure.
Sounds like you get up there, pally boy.
I'll fall right behind Zephyr, although I am injured
Enough.
because it's at the big C.
So I see a Zephyr, I see a Myra afterwards. Sounds like Ingot and Spiker in the back. Where Navarro and Rokaj, you guys are in the middle.
It works, I think.
All right,
That
and
way,
then Mimir's going to be attached alongside Spike, correct?
Yeah.
Alright.
Actually, if you're injured, Myra, I'll come over and bandage you up real quick. And I haven't done
Yes.
that to you today.
Because
I got lay on hands if you
definitely-
want me to use that.
I don't think bandages are effective for Myra. She's already missing too much to heal.
Well, you know, keeping the bones together so they don't like just fall behind as she's walking. I don't know.
It's a magical
Duct taping
band-aid,
them.
damn it, use your imagination.
So that'll give you. One.
Alright.
Oh,
Ooh, big
so that's
six.
gonna be 6 plus 4 plus 4, so 14 healing, motherfuckers.
God damn!
Nice.
Yeah.
You see, as she begins to use the likes of, or sort of medical sort of bits of her memory that just sort of comes naturally to her. You see as Spike's eyes begin to glow purple for a brief moment in time, as she begins to bandage up and also begin to mend and heal the likes of Myra. That said, now that you guys have discussed or who's going in what order, now what's the game plan? How are you guys ascending up this mountain? Any specific ways you're going about this? I know the dogs are scouting, but go ahead.
Well, we should use the path they cut through the snow, because if there's deep snow, they most likely ran through it, making it easier for us to go through it.
Good idea.
Mm. But yeah.
Spike,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like in general, just yeah, like try and run as we're gonna try and run as fast as we possibly can up the mountain.
Spike's gonna keep an eye out to make sure that the Jeff isn't gaining on us and that the bird isn't around.
Should we do it fast or should we at least have a little bit of sneak? Because that bird is fast.
We could,
There's a giant
yes,
Jeff
right.
behind us.
Yeah, we don't have time to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Let's
would.
go!
So it sounds like sprinting or doing a mad dash upwards is what seems to be the plan, right?
Yeah, I think we don't really have a choice.
This is gonna be rough. Now, before you do or commit this decision, I do need to let you know. So, if you guys were to sprint up the likes of this mountain, well, one, you would be less aware of your surroundings and stuff like that. So, again, perception checks would be made at disadvantage for the sake of, you know, speed and all that. Also, on top of that, for those of you who don't have the bits of, like, warm clothing and all that stuff, the chances of you catching hypothermia are significantly increased as you are sprinting upwards a mountain in the freezing cold with basically the equivalent of in your underwear. Not really, but you're getting pretty close at this point, right?
I
so-
hug Zephyr's back.
Not while you're running, you can't. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, we
Jetpack.
could go in the
So
go in the
it is-
middle. So like maybe
I'm-
not
well-
sprinting.
Well,
but...
hold on real quick.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not saying this to like, sort of like, oh no, don't do that or whatever. I'm just saying there's risks to either option. It's just picking the better of two evils, you know?
I really quickly asked, would it really matter if she had frog? Is losing more flesh really that bad?
You will gain another level of exhaustion, so you'd be looking at 2, which means disadvantage on abilities or attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. And exhaustion stacks a lot, very
You
fast.
get ice crystals in your joints so that
mean-
you can't move anymore.
One more thing. How far is the second cave up? How far,
It
like,
was
time-wise?
half an hour to an hour.
If you're sprinting, yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
say
then
let's
that-
sprint then.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, do we have 1 level or 2 levels of exhaustion?
One.
Just
1.
one.
Okay. Okay.
Also, real quick, Zaman from Valley of Dreams, they gave you guys a soul coin resource, so I'll make sure to add that.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Alright, that said, alright, the party begins to head out. They look up towards the likes of the mountain and look down towards below, and you all are able to see and witness the likes of the Stormbird from around, seeming to take out all the bits of the corruption and more. You look over it as the electricity begins to shock and surge from the likes of its mouth, attacking more and more of these individuals. You all look upwards before you hear more and more of these sort of lightning strikes, but not down below as you originally thought. You glance upwards towards the mountain and you see being struck at the peak of it. More and more thunder strikes, omens from Kuranos, the Stormfather. After about 5 blue strikes of lightning, you see a final 6th one in red to signal for Narukami. These sort of strikes signaling where you should all reside. You've at this point grown used to it for their call, but now it's time to heed it. Eventually, after you all begin to break out into a mad dash, bits of the snow sort of hitting each and every one of your faces, it is freezing outside for most of you. Zephyr, you lead the charge, but you can't help but look behind you occasionally and see as your companions, they are looking worse for wear. Especially the likes of Navra, who's, well, they have a bit of the poncho, but it's more so the physical activity, the labor of just sprinting with barely any rest for a total of like 30 minutes sort of burst. It is not a good time. You look over towards the likes of Rokaz, and though they're a faster individual, you can find themselves getting winded. It doesn't even help when it comes to the likes of Spike, who's already exhausted, and even Myra. Ingot, however, you kind of look over towards them, and you do look at them with a bit of appreciation and a little bit of respect as they're chugging along, not really tired, pushing through any bits of exhaustion that could come their way. But you can't help but wonder how long can they sort of hold out for. Regardless, it's been about 20 minutes or so, and you look over, and at this point, Myra, your dogs, they seem to have, or they're waiting sort of pretty much for you guys to return, or excuse me, make your way towards the likes of the cave, and you're only about 10 minutes left of this sort, actually no, about 10 minutes left of this sort of sprint. And as they're waiting, Navarro, make a perception check for me. You can do so with your hawk as well. Same thing with you, Spike. Make a perception check with sight.
To make it twice, or?
So you can make one for yourself and then make one for the hawk.
Okay.
That's a straight roll for me. Yeah.
Alright.
Ooh, poor bone drinker.
Actually, I think, does he have advantage because he's a hawk or no?
I think actually.
Yeah, keen sight. Yeah, they have advantage.
Ooh, very nice.
Actually, you know what? Okay, never mind.
Oh shit! The drink boner just needed to warm up.
He looks good at this time.
Actually, yeah, I do need you to decide a voice. I mean, they won't be talking to the rest of the party. It's only to you, but I need a voice for this guy. If you want him to be Tony Takedown 2.0, just like higher pitched, you got it.
Yes, absolutely.
Hawk?
Okay. Say that again, Myra.
Does he speak Hawk?
I think so, right? I think. Actually, I don't know. I'll Google that because that's curious. I would say Myra, you'd be able to definitely speak to him because you have the beast speech thing. So yeah, I'd say I'd feel like you'd be able to talk to him. But regardless, you'll hear as the drink boner is sort of keeping close towards you, but still sort of occasionally flying off to get a surrounding bit of the area. You will see as he begins to return to you, Navro, and say,
Oh no! It seems to be that the Stormbird. It's coming! It's coming! It's gonna break all of you in half! You gotta go! You gotta go now!
And that's
All
basically
right.
what it says.
I turn to the rest of the party. Let's fucking rush. It's coming for us.
At this point, oh god.
Any way we could slow it down?
I don't think so.
At this point, you guys continue rushing forth at this, and you look over and you see as the Stormbird is almost jetting upwards at a huge incline. They seem to have stopped worrying about the likes of the corruption for now, maybe growing tired, you're not entirely sure. But you see as it soars upwards towards the mountain, you almost look over and you can't help but thinking that this thing is going to see you. This thing is going to eventually notice your positions and more. And at this point, let's change the maps as we got a little bit of time. Mountain Climb Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Let's do this. All right. No one moved their characters just yet. Let me let the map load in and let me send you guys a little bit more ambience.
I will hold the action of blessing everyone.
I got
Alright.
this. I know how to get this bird.
So, at this point, you all look over and the Stormbird is soaring upwards, about to reach your position. You're pretty confident that it doesn't know that you are here or where your position is, at least as far as you're aware. But you can't help but think that this thing is going to see you. If you guys don't hide or do something, get out of the way or out of sight somehow, you guys are going to be in trouble. That being said, with only a couple of seconds before this thing arrives in the general area and vicinity, what do you all say and what do you all do? Chances now.
Under the tree, behind the cliff.
Dogs will run away from the cave a little bit and then just start howling to get it.
The dogs are 10 minutes away. They're not even anywhere near this thing right now. They're just waiting at the cave pretty much.
I think I can take advantage of one thing. Oh, sorry?
Are they way out of their way? 'Cause I can
Yeah, they are way out of the way. I mean, if you, granted, they're considering they're a 10-minute sort of sprint up here, the chances of them getting here in time to help you guys, I mean, slim to none. But I mean, hey,
trying to
anything could
get them
happen.
to distract away from our location. And look over there.
I mean, at a 10-minute distance, I mean, it probably won't really help you right now. And considering it's a 10-minute sprint, if anything, so they're way up the mountain right now. I mean, you could have them howl, but I mean, realistically, your character knows that. I mean, between the likes of the blizzard and more, it would just echo, and it probably won't really bring much attention, at least immediately.
Okay then.
In time, though, for sure. I said, what are you guys doing? You guys are just standing here, and the Stormbird's about to get there. Move your tokens or make a plan.
I'm gonna run under the tree.
All right, Spike begins to head over towards the likes of the tree, taking or stealthing away. Spike, make a stealth check for me. I said, Myra and Navro, are you guys hiding, trying to hide underneath the likes of this sort of cliffside if you can?
What I'm gonna try and do is I'm going to hide in between this like area here because it seems like there's a bit more like a vertical incline. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay myself into. Something just fell. I'm gonna lay myself into the snow, like somewhat waist high. So I'm just like covering myself slightly in the snow, and I'm going to do what I usually do when I rest, and then I'm going to just go limp and look like a dead body.
Oh shit,
Because
smart.
Never already looks like someone who died on a mountain. So
True.
Good idea.
I said, Navro, make a stealth check. Rokaz and Zephyr, you guys begin to try to hide behind the likes of these trees. So a bit less space.
While
but
I
go ahead.
run, I'll just look to Inga. You better hide.
I was just waiting for, Sensei to get to me.
Yeah, that's it. I said Spike, or excuse me, not Spike. Zephyr and Rokaz, you guys are hiding behind the tree. It's not really the most spaces. You guys are taller individuals, but you can definitely hide here.
It's by this cliff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like hiding
so-
behind the tree. I mean, yeah. But you'll be fine. Both of you make stealth checks. Myra, on you as well. While that's sort of happening, Ingot, what are you doing?
Are there any snow drifts anywhere?
Snow drifts?
Is there any, any big piles of snow?
Any big piles of snow. Make a quick perception check or investigation, your choice.
So I imagined the
17
mountain will have a
Yeah.
snow.
So there's a couple here and there. There's a couple kind of where Myra and Zephyr kind of went in that direction. There's one not too far from you that you, with a little bit of time and space, you could probably hide underneath it, like over here.
Yeah.
Choice is yours.
Wherever the biggest one is, Ingot's gonna like go and crawl into the snowdrift.
Probably right here then.
Yeah. Oh,
Can I
if
get
that's the
my
biggest one.
inspiration?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So
Oh,
it's a re-roll now, right?
Yeah.
Seeing as I have disadvantage with the heavy armor, do I just make a straight roll, or
Well, you still roll again, but yeah.
it's okay?
A little
It's
better.
just taking the first one.
Well, you don't roll with disadvantage. You just roll the. It doesn't matter. The first dice with
yeah.
8 anyways. Pain. So we got Zephyr with an 8, Spike with a 13, Myra with a 16, Rokaz with a 22, Ingot with Ingot, I need you to make your stealth check, and then Navro with a 15.
disadvantage.
Yeah, you are exhausted.
Yeah. And
yeah.
for pointing, mine's a 19, not a 22.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I said 14 as stealthy as can be for a big boy. Oh man.
I'm just a mushroom.
Disadvantage my ass.
Right. That said, as you guys begin to traverse the lengths of the snow, all finding bits of hiding spots for each and every one of you, you
I throw
look.
prestidigitation behind me with the maggots. Not prestidigitation, infestation.
Infestation. You're causing maggots to form around you.
Well, like behind me to mess up the snow so you can't see my tracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. All right. So as this is sort of happening, you see the smallest sort of pathway of stone sort of going across the route up this mountain. Begin to sort of put that to a pause and hide as you can. However, as this is occurring, you all begin to simultaneously hear a large screech from the bird. It's sort of mechanical in nature, robotic in tone, as if followed by the likes of a lightning strike. You hear as it crashes amongst the mountain, and as this happens, more and more of the screeching from overhead begins to occur, before eventually you begin to see a massive beast flapping their wings and soaring across the sky and around the mountain. The creature itself, bird-like, but no feathers and in fact, no flesh. Towards them, you look and see as they have machinations and the inner workings of a machine, highly advanced and their body coursing with electricity, as the storm bird appears in this area. Oh my goodness. You see, actually, wait, hold on, is that the right token? I believe it is. Oh no, it's technically a little bit bigger, but not by much. It doesn't really matter that much though. There you go. But regardless, you look over towards them and it seems to be that they're just looking around the area at the time and sort of resting onto the ground. They sort of perch themselves over to here, just looking out towards the mountains and down below. They haven't noticed your position just yet with all your stealth checks, so that is good. But you best keep it that way unless you want to anger this bird and risk you and all of your companions' lives ceasing and getting everyone killed. So, I'm gonna give you guys a disclaimer real quick. This creature here, I'm gonna just keep it straight with you guys. This creature here in the Stormbird, this is a threat that is far beyond your current capabilities. Surviving a threat like this would be almost near impossible without the help of at least 6 other party members besides yourselves. Your best bet for survival is probably to sneak around this through this individual using teamwork and stealth, but hey, do what you do. Failure, however, or alerting this creature, it's very much possible it could lead to dire consequences, such as even death. That being said, you gotta be on your best game here. What are you all doing as the Stormbird is just sort of watching out to the side, looking down below towards everyone?
First off,
Or
could I make a
everything below.
perception roll to investigate it?
Sure, depends on what you're trying to look for. That'll help out.
Uh,
Right.
I'm just an overall guy, like seeing if there's any weaknesses while I have it in eyesight before I go into deeper cover.
Gotcha.
Maybe even if it took any damage from the Jeff.
Sure thing. Make a perception check for me. And someone said something as well?
So that'd be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
You there, Sensei?
Oh, wait, am I muted? Hello? Team live?
Hello.
Oh, I guess I muted
Hello,
myself.
you're
Yeah, I
on
was talking the entire time. But yeah, Zephyr, you can definitely do that. I was gonna say, make a perception check. You were responding to me the entire time, so I was like, what the hell?
15? Okay, not bad.
15, not bad at all. You look over towards them, and oh boy, I gotta roll a D100 for this. Actually, you know what? Let's make this fun. Zephyr, roll a D100. You want to see low numbers. 25,
Okay.
ain't bad at all. You look over and you see as there's nothing on or in sight of the corruption being or coursing amongst this thing's sort of form. That is very, very good because it's not being corrupted like the likes of the metal wolves from earlier, making this threat far worse than you could imagine. So, from what you can tell, it seems good. Looking for any weaknesses, however, I mean, looking about at it, you know what you probably shouldn't use against it. You look over, and as its entire form is coursing with lightning, electricity, you figure, considering that it, you know, shoots electricity out of its form, that it's probably not the best thing to use against this. It's probably, you want to stay far away from it. In fact, you may end up charging it. Who knows what the hell this thing is capable of, right? Besides that, this technology is just far beyond your sort of understanding. You have no real idea of where a weakness would even be located. You kind of look at it as a normal creature, but it doesn't function as a normal creature. You just don't have any experience with it.
Thing as I would have seen a bit of mechanics on the ship I was sailing on. Do I see a hatch anywhere? Entrance.
Hatch or entrance. Make another perception check. 15. All right. As said, you look over and you see ever so slightly, due to your 15 from earlier and your 15 from now, keeping it consistent, you see the likes of a very, very small hatch, from which you could probably tell, and it seems to be kind of towards the neck area that you kind of remember sort of being kind of towards on top of. And now that you got a little bit of a better, longer look at it, you think that, I mean, it's possible. Again, you're not entirely sure, but either that could open up to something, whether that is a device that's controlling it, whether that is a powerful sort of cannon, or allowing something to whatever to fit inside it. But you do see something that's relatively small, like ingot size, when he was only 3 feet tall. Like a hatch like that.
In that case, and I'm assuming I'm like hiding on my stomach or something, and I just really, really, really slowly back up out of sight. Like
Sure.
even more just behind this cliff.
Sure thing. As you begin to back up out of sight, you look over towards the Stormbird, and he doesn't seem to have any intentions of leaving this area at the moment. Seems to be that you're gonna be playing a game of chicken. This thing does not look like it's wanting to move, and Spike, you're definitely the one I'm kind of noticing that as you try your best to hide as much as you can. That said, what are the rest of you all doing?
Calling my dogs.
Calling your dogs? Alright, they're rushing over, but it'll be a couple minutes before they get over here.
Can Zephyr look towards Myra? And I don't think I'll be able to see Navro, but he's going to kind of like put his hands up, kind of like in a wolf motion, in like wolf ears, and kind of like just shoot finger arrows towards some other location to hopefully tell him to distract them with the wolves.
I was gonna look at him and chill ever so slightly nod.
Okay.
Am I able to see Zephyr at the moment?
Do the rocks? Probably not, but you know where he is, though.
Hmm.
You
I'm going
know where
to-
Myra is.
I'm going to use my familiar, and using one of its abilities, I'm going to see and hear through it.
Mhm.
I'm going to fly up and take a perch. Now, I don't know where the model for
okay,
the
yeah.
bone drinker is. The
Give me
drink owner
1
is.
second.
Put it here.
Oop.
There. he
Curvy
is.
the drink boner. Oh my god.
My baby. Okay, so I'm gonna perch it here. I'm going
Make
to
a
look
stealth check for it real quick.
for the bird.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
13. Alright, you believe yourself to be hidden as you perch yourself onto this sort of area?
I want to see, and this is more for out of curiosity. What would this thing be fueled by? I want to make that like kind of look at it and try and make an assumption, or at least like some kind of
Make
anything,
a...
you know?
Honestly, this can't even really be investigation. I mean, you're kind of looking at it, but you're looking at it from a distance, not getting in the nitty gritty with it. Make just a general intelligence check.
With Navro, of course. Not
Yeah.
Any other than the bird.
Make the bird make an intelligence check.
I hold on. There's no active combat encounter in your currently viewed scene. For some reason, I can't click the intelligence thing.
What? That's weird.
Yeah, it just won't let me.
All right, can you just roll a d20 manually then?
Oh, sure then.
Yeah, you have a +6. 8 + 6, 14. Looking at it, it is a technological marvel. You're not entirely sure on what it could be powered by. Your greatest assumption could be just electricity, considering its entire form, but maybe it could be more than that. As you're trying to delve a little further into it, you see as the bird begins to sort of perch amongst the rock, one of the sort of pebbles and stones begin to drop down onto the ground, and immediately you hear a sort of screeching sound as the storm bird begins to start turning around and looking over towards it. It doesn't turn in your direction, Spike. It turns and swivels over towards the direction of Zephyr and Myra. As it begins to look around, you see as its eyes begin to start surging and more, looking over towards the entire area, scanning for the red hue.
Zephyr is
see this
immediately going. Oh, sorry. You
ahead.
can go if you want.
I think it's Spike. Let everybody get a chance.
I have a dumb idea though.
I like dumb ideas.
Okay, so I'm gonna, as I see it turning towards my companions, I'm gonna cast Infestation at its feet, and make a bunch of fire ants appear, so that and hopefully it's gonna annoy it enough that it's gonna be distracted.
Two things real quick. Well, one, if you do want to make the cast a spell, I'm telling you this beforehand, you will need to make a stealth check or whatever to do it, to not give off your position as you are casting magic, right? The other thing is, fire ants are kind of small considering this thing is humongous. I mean, it'll probably see it, but whether it'll be really caring about ants, maybe just a different animal or creature, then yeah, it could probably work a little bit better.
Fire ants really hurt, dude.
They do, but it also is made out of metal.
Should have chose bullet ants.
Bullet ants, termites even. It's just made out of wood.
Never mind then. I don't do it.
Distraction.
Sure.
Zephyr would be. Oh, sorry.
No, you were gonna go after her. It's okay, you got.
Zephyr would look straight at Myra and try and signal for her to use the wolves.
Keep in mind, guys, I think there's a miscommunication. The wolves are probably not going to be in this encounter unless you guys want to wait the full 10 minutes. They are far, far away.
No,
Not even
they're
now?
not as far as you might think.
What?
I could resummon them at my location.
See, that's an idea right there.
It is.
But same thing like Spike, you would have to conjure the spell, which would possibly give away your position. You just got to make a stealth check to do it.
Do we know sign language at all?
No, you do not know sign language.
Anyone have message?
What is message? How far away is it here?
Yeah, this is rough right now. This is rough.
I
mean-
would assist, but y'all are too far away from me.
I'd like to see what Navarro's idea is as well.
What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to have the bird fly off into this direction, westwards, so it's looking away from the summit of the mountain and down the mountain, and away from us in particular.
That said, as it begins to do so, you will see as it bolts off to the side and begins to start flying to just sort of cause a distraction. You'll see as the storm bird will begin to look over towards it with its vision. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make a intelligence check. I'm gonna use this, but I have to use a certain thing. Not that. I guess it rolled automatically.
We have to use this one, Sensei. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm using it anyways. I'm using it anyways, but I did not want to roll just yet. Because I want to add its bonuses, blah blah blah. And this is Arcana, given off of this thing. That is blah blah blah.
Oh no, it is True Sight or Detect Magic.
Alright, fine. Alright, 11. Okay. It'll look over towards it, and it will begin to inquire for a brief moment, and you will see as it does have its attention. It's not necessarily immediately aggressive or anything like that, but it'll begin to start heading over towards you. And is it just flying downwards?
It's just flying downwards a bit. And while I'm looking at it, actually, I want to see, is there a delay in between each action?
Delay between each action. That is a good question.
Because like an animal will do stuff like right away. It'll just like kind of go from one action right to another. But if there's a delay, then something's different, you know?
Make a insight or perception check. I guess this is technically with the hawk.
With the hawk. Then,
If you want to make an insight, it's with Nabra. If you want to make a perception, it's with the hawk.
Which is higher? They're both honestly the same. But I'll make a perception check.
See, Pete's asking the big brain questions.
Oh, he's big brain.
Would he have advantage on that as well?
Yeah, he would.
Oh, because it would be advantage. Yeah, it's perception.
22.
Ooh.
Nice.
So it's a very, very, very slight delay. It's not like from what you saw in this brief interaction, it's not like instinctually like immediately like, oh my god, his reaction speed's impeccable or anything like that. It's more of he looks at it, or he kind of flies off for a little bit. He looks over towards it, and then a split second, maybe a second or so passes, and then he begins to start walking over towards it. It seems a little bit unnatural for sure. Not even really like an actual animal or something. But it's not like a huge delay like, oh, it sees the bird, 4 seconds pass, and then it starts walking over, and then another 4 seconds. It's nothing like that. It's pretty fast, considerable.
But regardless, there's a beat with
there is a beat.
Reaction. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna keep my eye on it while it like flies around lower down the mountain.
It will. At this point, you do look over towards it, and I need you to roll a D100. You're gonna want to see a low number, or excuse me, you're gonna want to see a high number actually.
Can I?
Yes, you can. Sorry about that. I'm not like trying to cheese you or anything like that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Oh my god.
What? What?
It was fate, dude.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh, excuse me. That should deserve an achievement. That deserves an achievement. Forget about the 1 in 400. That's like the 1 in 10,000. Oh my god. All right. Is
there a way to give him inspiration or DM's inspiration?
Not on the
At this point, the universe has spoken. Like,
yeah, it rolled 2 20s in a row. It said, fuck you in particular.
Like, usually that's what we want to see, but...
Yeah. You'll look over and you'll see as the bird is getting ready to sort of conjure a bit of lightning from its mouth, it's getting ready to fire it towards the bird out of curiosity. That said, you can try to do something really quickly as a reaction, but it's about to fire and try to kill this thing.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation with the bird, because I can do that. It's within 100 feet, I think. And I'm going to have a little voice cry out, "Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Brother!"
How would it react to that? What the fuck? Hold on, I gotta think for a second. What the hell would it react? Hold on.
I feel like that's going to be how it reacts. It's just, what?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Hold on. Don't shoot, brother.
I mean, if I was gonna shoot a bird and it said that to me, I think I'd still shoot it. That shit
What the
possessed.
fuck? Honestly, okay, yeah, I think this will work out. Yeah, it's going to be pondering for a brief second, and then you'll see as it just dive bombs downwards towards the hog. Now, granted, it's still massive in size. It just tries to get a better look at it. And at this point, you see as this eyeing towards you, you're not necessarily eye level, but at this point, the Stormbird is down below the cliff side at the moment. You have a brief moment. While it's distracted, what are all of you guys doing? Spike, you're the only one who notices it. Myra, you as well. Rokaz, you can make a perception check to maybe see it, but Zephyr, you're hiding. Navar, you can see this because you're bird, but Ingot, yeah, you have no idea. Actually, Ingot, make a perception check.
I don't know what I'm gonna notice as I am in snow, but yes.
Oh, yeah, if you're completely covered in snow, never mind.
Never mind, Ingot's
Whoa.
omniscient, apparently.
I'm gonna
Ingot
run.
is the snow.
I'm gonna run forward. If it's distracted, we might be able to get away. And I'll just like look around, try to see them, but like I'm gesturing madly, like let's go up the mountain.
Myra's doing the same. She makes a dash as well.
Okay, well, hold on. I'll need both you guys to make stealth checks. Even if you're not, like, even if you're trying to sprint as a mad dash, you're still trying to, you know, not get his attention. So, do you make
I
stealth
thought you
checks
said
for
the
me?
bird was down the cliff now.
It is. It's not like 100, 200 feet down. It's like 40 feet, if even that. It's just looking towards the bird or whatever. It's distracted like a little bit. It's not looking at you guys.
That far away?
Yeah, and
We'll
like
see.
if it's already distracted by the bird.
Is that advantage or disadvantage? Because I'm at disadvantage. Whoops. Don't take that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it
mean, if
was basically the same thing if it was
I mean, if
there
you
or not.
want to retcon it and not go, then yeah, that's fine. But yeah, it's up to you.
I guess.
Because this is all within like 6 seconds. You just see it basically just dive down for a brief moment. You don't really know exactly how far it's going. I'm telling you, like as a Navram, that's like you only went like 40 feet down. It's still massive in size. It could just like fly up like 2 flaps and then it sees all of you. It's not that far.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna dash it then.
All right.
How it's still coming at the bird, or is it Ash drink owner?
It's not like getting like 2 inches away. It's just looking towards you and getting closer. You're not entirely sure what it's gonna do, but it is still sort of coursing with electricity. That said, if no one is doing anything, at this point again, yeah, Rokaz, you're still able to see it. Getting ready to move. Spike, you definitely see it. No roll needed. Myra, you're able to see it. No roll needed. And yeah, everybody's good. So at this point, you look over towards the bird or the massive beast, and is your bird just waiting and just trying to keep talking to it through prestidigitation, or is it doing something else?
Would I know much about birds?
Make a nature check.
Sure.
Never a bird watcher.
Yeah, is your character a bird watcher? Let's find out. I don't know.
He's a little bit.
I mean, he knows a little bit about birds. He just like knows about more so. You learned about birds due to the flying spell, but that's more like you had to learn the nature of it. But that's much about it. You're not like a bird expert.
Do I know what behaviors bird exhibits that a bird would exhibit when it's trying to be friendly?
You know the basic things of like what's normal and what's not. Looking at this with your insight check, it looks more inquisitive. It doesn't really have this sort of head movements like a normal bird would, you know, like sort of turning in, cocking its head and looking at you. It's more so just deadpan staring at you with its beady red eyes right now.
I'm going to land on the nearest piece of with Dringbone. I'm going to land on the nearest piece of solid ground, and I'm gonna like I'm gonna do a little like not a dance, but I'm gonna try and like act playful, like scratch my beak a little, of the Bone Drinker's beak, and just act as though I'm attempting to play.
That said, you'll see as you begin to drop down, you will watch as it begins to descend even further, about 20 more feet, and it will speak and it will say this. Identify yourself. What is your purpose for being here?
Oh shit!
Damn.
What do you say, buddy, or dude? I would say all of you probably hear this.
Play, brother.
Wait, what was that?
Make a deception check.
with the bird or with me?
That's a weird one, isn't it? I don't know, man. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll make the DC a little bit lower, but make the deception check with the bird. I'll make the DC a little lower. Oh man. 6.
Can I give inspiration on that?
You can.
Thank you. It's probably not going to be much higher, boss.
Oh no!
Oh.
You'll see as you begin to say, play, brother. And at this point, it's going to, hold on, it's going to make another Arcana check. What was the, it's gonna send a lightning bolt towards you. I'm not gonna have you make a dexterity saving throw. Your bird perishes. You're not gonna be able to survive 8d6 of lightning damage. But you all will hear the likes of a large sort of arcane explosion sort of occur, and immediately this individual is sort of destroyed off to the side. You hear as a bit of the cliffs begin to, or a bit of the rocks begin to fall, hiding or causing a bunch of noise, maybe even causing a potential avalanche down below. That said, it is distracted. The sounds of destruction is sort of covering your or departure. If you want to leave now and try to make a mad dash for it, now is the time to do it. You can make a stealth check with advantage. Choice is yours.
Oh, just a normal stealth check.
Let's run.
Yeah.
We going?
13. You do. Oh yeah, you're exhausted. So 13. All right. Roka, stealth check.
How much movement?
This is relatively, it's like double your movement, because I'm assuming you're kind of like using your action to dash and all that stuff.
Yeah. Why can I not count spaces, please? Why is it not?
Yeah, that's a bit annoying.
Oh, is it doing that one glitch? Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just one of the modules been acting up recently.
I think that's it. I may be plus or minus 5 feet because it's hard to get the exact square.
man.
Oh my god, I can't pick him up. Oh, there we go.
Never
You'll
aim
go
moving.
close to the bush.
That's it. Alright, you're going close to the bush. That is where you are. Everybody made their stealth check with advantage, right?
With advantage, so it's just a straight roll with me.
Yeah, assuming
mine
if you're
just
not
automatically.
exhausted, you have advantage.
Fucking hell.
All right, I'll take the normal roll or the first roll if it forces you to disadvantage. So 13 to 14, and then Navro. Oh man, that is a 6. Good lord. 15. Oh man, 8. 13. Good god.
No one has any more inspiration.
Oh wait, Rokaz, you made a survival check. Make a stealth check.
Yeah, it's the same modifier.
Same modifier. All right, I'll count that. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
This is not good. So granted, here's what happens. A majority of you are able to kind of, or get up to the likes of the sort of, towards the areas that you wish. More so, one of you kind of gets distracted a little bit more than the other. You look over and who was it? You'll see as Nafro. You look and it's fine as just an annoying little shit is just walking towards you, and they keep kind of getting in your way and you nearly sort of trip over. You almost try to like move it out of the way, but it keeps just sort of following you. And you look over and you see as there is a small sort of almost strange frog of the sorts hopping over towards you. It seems to not be made out of like a green sort of skin, but more of sort of whitish and bluish, or white sort of skin with like little blue spots occasionally upon it. As it's sort of looking towards you, it's just kind of like riveting and trying to look towards you and just, I don't know, interact with you and just be overall annoying. What are you doing? You kind of can't help but tripping over it almost.
I'm going to use the minor illusion cantrip to make another duplicate of it, like here, and I'm going to just have it like bounce around a little and do a little like the playful motions around it.
Ooh. I'll say this: make a deception or animal handling check. See what you got.
Okay, yeah, deception. Let's hope this one works.
14, pretty good. As you begin to conjure the likes of the spell, the minor illusion of a frog sort of looking around, kind of exactly similar to it. You'll see as it looks towards the other frog, sort of turn and cock its head and then look towards you. You'll start hopping over to the illusory frog for a second. Start investigating it. That said, you're able to move over a little bit in time as it stops following you for the time being. That said, that is a success on your part. Meanwhile, we go towards the likes of Spike and... yeah, just Spike for now. You look over, Spike, and as you're sort of walking up or towards the mountain, trying to sprint as much as you possibly can with, while also trying to keep your position hidden, you look over and you stop for a brief moment in time. You look and watch as the pathway begins to almost elongate, and you see as there are several thousand steps in front of you between you and Zephyr. You and the cave. You look over towards it and you begin to sort of panic for a brief moment. Will you be able to get there? Will you be able to get there in time? You have to keep pushing forward, but who knows, this thing is, we only got so much time for a little bit of a distraction. You're not entirely sure if you're going to make it with all of these sort of hallucinations. You're not sure of them being hallucinations, but out of game, that's what they are. That said, as you're looking past to the 7,000 steps ahead, what are you saying and what are you doing? Anybody else can help as well.
Should I reach out my hand in a reassuring gesture?
You're like...
I would say you're kind of a little far right now.
45 feet away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Myra throws a snowball
Because I would
at her.
assume that Zephyr and Rokaz are kind of worried about sprinting to get ahead and get to safety, and then
Yeah,
after the
that's
fact,
fair.
they'll kind of look back.
I feel Spike would essentially be like trying to run, but then since like the steps are like bigger than they actually are, but smaller than they actually are, she kind of like misses like each step. So she's like kind of stumbling and trying to understand like what the fuck.
That said, Ingot, you do receive a inspiration from the likes of chat, and Spike, you did receive an inspiration, so you can give that to whoever doesn't have one.
Can
Who
I
hasn't
see
gotten
this?
one?
Because
Yeah, Myra, you're definitely able to see this, but hold on, let's handle this first. Who hasn't received an inspiration yet?
Rokaz?
I think it's, I think it's Rokaz.
I still have an inspiration.
Oh.
So,
I have lost.
Navro?
Yeah, I lost mine.
oh, so yeah, you
Yeah.
can give it to Navro then.
Nice. Thank you.
There you go. Alright, there you go. So, Myra, yeah, you can see Spike in front of you.
snowball.
What'd
Hopefully
you
a
say?
snowball will snap her out of it. I throw a snowball at her head.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You throw a snowball at her, immediately try to sort of snap her out of it. On Spike, make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
So that's alt, right?
Yeah, alt. 19, 18, yep, that'll be enough. All you have to do is beat 10. As this point, as you look over towards the sort of spanning sort of, or pathway, you immediately hear a crack and look over and you snap out of it, blinking, realizing where you are, and you look over and find Myra kind of like, tosses the snowball over towards you as it hits you. You snap out of it, and you look around, and you're good to go. If you want to keep moving, you may.
I would.
All right, move your token. That said, that was a 16, that was the 8. All right, 13, you guys are good to go. At this point, you guys can move one more time. Or Zephyr and Rokaz, you guys are safe. Same thing with you, Spike. Everybody else, I need you guys to make one more stealth check to be able to escape to freedom.
Can I use a knowledge from a past life?
Oh,
Okay, let's give Navro some inspo.
Yeah, cannot. Oh god.
It's rough, buddy. It's real rough for everyone around
Oh
the
my
block.
God. Can I at least give Navra my inspiration?
Yeah, you can give Navra the inspiration. So re-roll that.
don't think it's gonna do that much, but thank you.
Yeah.
You gotta believe. You gotta achieve. Oh
Never
nah,
mind.
you didn't believe.
Hey, that's one better. That's one better. You
It
know?
is one better.
Yeah, one at the very least.
You know what?
Oh my
okay,
God.
I'll sacrifice my run to Can I use prestidigitation to continue the echoing, the loud boom?
I'll say, yeah, to kind of echo. I mean, prestidigitation. How? I mean, if you had
No
like
idea how it works. This is
if you
my
had like
first time with it.
thaumaturgy, then maybe I don't know. If I mean, you can create like an instantaneous. What is it? Blah blah blah.
An instantaneous harmony sensory effects such as a shower of sparks, a buff away, and faint musical notes. Oh, only faint music. Damn it.
Nah, you're not gonna be able to. If you had like thaumaturgy, you could probably do that.
How far away are my dogs?
Like 7 minutes out. This is all within the span of like 3
Jesus.
minutes. That's what I'm saying. You guys are probably not gonna get the wolf or get to the wolves anytime soon. Maybe at most 5 minutes away.
Yeah, I got nothing, guys. You're just fucked.
Well,
Rokaz, you did receive an inspiration die from chat, but so if you want to use it to somebody else's, that's all you got. Ingot or Myra.
Yeah,
What?
we,
I spaced
we
out for a
might want to
second.
use it.
I mean,
I
fuck,
mean,
man.
didn't Never failed his stealth check, so I don't think there's much point in trying to succeed.
I think it's an
Yeah.
overall stealth check rather than individual.
I think it's
I mean,
So as long as
um,
the majority is better,
Alright, I guess I'll use my inspiration.
17. That was survival.
Oh wait,
Mixed stealth.
fuck.
Is your thingy the same? Nah, I don't
No.
think so.
No,
Nah,
not
just
at
make
all.
another one.
Ah, rip.
Oh, hold on. You made it with disadvantage. Just another reroll. Nah, but it still was the 8. Fuck. That is a 9. I mean, it's better than a 3, but
I
That's-
am going to use knowledge from a past life to boost by at least a 6
yeah.
our total score.
You look over 15. So you guys got a little bit of a chance, but not really a good one. You see at this point, as this sort of rubble is sort of crashing amongst the legs on the ground, eventually as you're kind of rushing over, you'll see as the Stormbird has had enough of this place and he begins to soar upwards. He flaps his wings and begins to go up on the incline, and for a brief moment, he doesn't necessarily perch amongst or himself amongst this sort of area. You see, as he begins to sort of fly about, he will make a perception check to see any of you, and we'll see what happens.
Can I jump behind the tree if I see him crest the top
Hey,
of
you're
the cliff?
safe.
Yeah, you guys are safe. I mean, if you for thematic sake, yeah, you guys can hide behind a tree, or like still try to stay within sight. But let's see what we got here. 13. Oh wait, I don't think anybody has Games Inspiration.
can I do? Could I? I'm not sure if this would be of help. Could I use that channel divinity to throw a lightning bolt to distract him on like one of the opposing cliffs?
You can
Like
if
so
you
it
want to chuck
hits
it.
the
Yeah.
cliff. Yeah. Can I do that then?
Hell yeah, that's it. Make a attack roll with it. I guess just use, make a normal weapon attack roll, just target yourself. Let's see what you do. As you begin to slowly start surging with a little bit of electricity and more to cause a distraction, you try to, or embody the storm and fire it off towards an area. Where? Yeah, not sure.
It's not letting me.
Just like a basic attack.
Because yeah. Oh.
You can make like
apparently
a,
it's-
what do you call it? Like an unarmed strike, and it'll be the same bonus, I think.
Oh, it's because I have to target someone. I'll just target the Stormbird for now because I don't think we'll be having anything. Natural 20!
Natural 20? Hell yeah. That said, Zephyr, as you begin to embody the storm, now It was mainly a matter of whether you're able to send this fast enough to be able to cause a distraction, and a big enough one with that. And with a natural 20 for a total of 25 and 14 points of damage, you all see as a large sort of lightning explosion happens on the other side of this sort of cliff. You look over as the storm bird begins to soar up towards the sky and immediately begins to just almost target over towards this area to see exactly what is the cause of it. It doesn't even notice you as it begins to fly overhead, just laser focused on this area. Seems to be that its depth of field or field of view is definitely a lot smaller than what you expected. Ingot and Myra, you guys are free to move forward if you wish. As it is just staring and looking off into the area, you see as it's almost screeching about and trying to figure out what the hell was the cause of it.
Skedaddle.
I'm still not safe though, am I?
No, you're fine. Right now, it is laser focused on that area right now.
Bumpy, survive!
Survive, man, survive!
I believe.
As far as I can go.
Oh god, alright. I mean, hey, it's a pretty good distraction so far. Navra, let's see what you got. You got one more stealth check in you, I believe.
I don't. Is there anything? I'm trying to look. Is there anything I have that I can? No, there's not.
Knowledge from a past life?
No, wait. I do. Hold on. I'm stupid. I'm going to. No, wait. Okay, actually, Sensei, does Misty Step make a noise?
No. I don't think it even does it have verbal components. I mean, I don't think so.
I can.
It has verbal components. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, granted, I'll give you your stealth check with advantage and all that stuff, and I'll even give you like a +2 bonus. Like, I'm assuming you could kind of like whisper the spell and all that stuff. So I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. At the same. Yeah. Okay, we don't have the time. All right. So stealth with advantage and whatever result +2.
Yep.
Nice.
Could I give him? Wait, do we have any more inspiration, guys?
Oh man. Right now you're at 11.
Do you want an inspiration, or do you?
I think 11's decent, because whatever you use, you gotta go with.
We don't know what's ahead. We don't know what else is there, so there might be another fight with corruption or anything else that's on this thing. I mean, those frogs could be the frog that I saw could have been just a baby. So there's something else.
Yeah.
There.
I mean,
I would keep it.
A verbal component. You used a verbal component in a spot you're not going to be anymore, even if it looked there. It ain't gonna see you.
It would still look in the direction.
Gotta make a decision.
Here.
I wouldn't be able to make another distraction with the lightning bolts, would I?
On your turn. But at the same time, you did get very lucky with the natural 20. You may end up accidentally leading him towards you. So,
yeah.
However, what will it be? You gonna use it and risk it, or are you gonna try to not and hope for the best?
I'll hope for the best right now with an 11.
All right.
Even if there is a chance, this thing can reason. So yeah.
That said, as you begin to misty step forward, move your 30 feet. As you begin to conjure the likes of the spell, you see as the storm bird is still screeching, almost sort of clawing and trying to destroy the likes of this mountain, looking for anything and anyone in sight. You overhear the likes of this.
You will be found, you will be eliminated, and you will show me the city, the forbidden city. The cataclysm will start anew.
That said, as it's sort of clawing and tearing into this thing, as you begin to conjure the spell, you'll see as it almost instinctively begins to sort of look over towards your general direction, and all it sees is just a sort of puff of smoke. It is, or you are out of sight at the brief moment in time. You look over and you're able to hobble over as much as you possibly can to the rest of your allies. If you want to move your token. But as this begins to happen, you all look over with a huge sort of flapping of the wings. You see as it begins to look over and around towards this area. You guys sort of heading up further and further up the likes of the mountain, trying to sort of cling towards the walls and more. You see as it begins to look towards the bit of track sort of left. It looks up, looks left and right, begins to move closer. Before you see as it begins to take off, it begins to start descending and looking around at the outskirts of the mountain to figure out where the hell the thing came from. That said, you all have escaped alive and well. You all are victorious. Oh, thank God.
Okay, I'll be right back. I need to go, like... Oh.
Cry on.
Oh, God.
I actually have a question. Could you repeat the sentence that it said?
Yes, I can. I can roughly say it. All right. I'll say it without the voice mod so you can understand it.
Yeah.
It said, roughly, you will be found, you will be eliminated. You will show me where the Forbidden City is, or where the city is, the Forbidden City. The Cataclysm will start anew.
Thank you.
That's not good.
I don't think that thing wants to reason with us.
No, it does not.
I want to be its friend.
Myra knows.
Actually, there's one
That
thing
is-
that it said me and not us. So we're dealing with one fucker and not a group of them.
Oh, man.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Could be that they're programmed to as singular IDs. We don't know that there's more.
Maybe.
Well, that being said, you do actually have a bit of time to sort of travel upwards as you're only 10 minutes away. Granted, you're probably fucking making haste or whatever, not really walking and talking and chatting, but if there was anything or conversation you want to have on your way to the last bit of this cave, then you may do so. Or if you just want to wait till the end.
Actually, I'll just talk at the end.
Yeah, dude.
Fair enough. Anybody else making sure everybody gets their chance?
Spike is just looking very closely where she's stepping and hoping that her mind's not going to deceive her again on her steps.
I was having to
Alright.
follow her with the snowball in hand.
Forever ready.
That said, here we go. Here we go. Alright. So, eventually, as you all escape from the Stormbird, you find as a pathway begins to lead into a small cave. Now, granted, at this point, Myra, you begin to reconvene with the likes of your dogs and more as they begin to join you on this
boy.
trek. They just sort of like are looking towards you. They kind of have like a little wide-eyed sort of thing to them, but they kind of have their tongue lolled out and they're just kind of
Oh no, their
panting.
faces open up like
Oh fuck.
different directions. So that's
Oh
horrifying.
god. Never mind. That happens instead. But regardless, you all begin to find this sort of cave, and as you do, you look around to find the frozen cavern, ice shards and crystals forming amongst the walls, and more. Let us show you the likes of this map. Oh boy. I'm ready for this
Oh
one.
yeah.
I've had this map prepared since I've even thought of this campaign. Yes.
Are we finally at the peak?
No.
Damn it.
But
Happiness can never be mine.
all right, give me
Oh,
two
this is
seconds.
cursed as hell.
Give me 2 seconds, everybody. Let me get you guys some ambience. Immediately, this is cursed as hell. I hated you.
Instagram.
All right. Tell.
One for each of
see
my
it all
ones.
All right, here we go.
I see a dead guy.
Multiple, in fact.
Oh,
So,
We hang out with dead guys.
that's true.
as you look over, you see as there are ice shards and crystals forming amongst the walls, but in the central portion of this cave, you see as there is a strange structure with arcane sigils among the ground, but on top, you see as there are multiple skeletal corpses lying about. The one individual wielding the likes of this sort of orb, the sphere that you all picked up at the base of the mountain, You see as it begins to start lighting up with the likes of every marking upon your hands. You see as the blue mark begins to swirl with a blue light. The red triangle begins to almost surge with a bit of red electricity. The likes of the purple mark begins to start writhing. The black star writhing in shadow even further and more. Each and every one of your symbols begin to activate along with the sort of sphere upon entering into this cavern. Regardless, one thing is definitely stranger than the last. You look over towards the skeletal corpses, all 5 of them, and you see that upon the palms of where their hands would be, you see as there are several familiar markings, symbols of draconic sages on each of them. That being said, as you enter the cave, what do you all say, and what do you all do?
Is this familiar to Myra at all? Or has been to this mountain apparently?
Make a history check, Myra.
Ah, yes, I am proficient with it. Holy sh!
18. You look around and you begin to almost stop and pause for a brief second. Look towards the water. You look towards the cave and caverns and all that stuff, and the crystals and more. This does, holy shit, this actually makes you remember something, anything. You remember this cavern specifically, walking down the likes of it, seeing other individuals, their faces foggy and more, but you remember walking in these same halls. However, you still have no recollection of this thing ever being there. The corpses are definitely a new touch. The structure itself is definitely strange and foreign to you. But the cave, the general layout of it, you've seen it before.
That's a new addition, she says. She enters.
That said, you guys can move your tokens as you wish.
I want to race towards one of these crystals and examine it.
Sure thing. Make a Arcana check for me.
Arcana. Oh shit.
9.
I think it's bad at that.
Actually, you're good to go. With a 9, you look over towards these things, and these crystals seem to be mana crystals, but they're, at the moment, not really charged up. They're useless right now.
How big are they?
Pretty big, to be fair. This one is, it's not necessarily, actually, hold on, yeah, this is probably one of the biggest crystals you've relatively seen. Probably roughly the size that Navro had picked up in the cave earlier.
I want to put it into my backpack.
Sure thing. You can like make a mental note or write a note down that you have a empty large mana crystal.
I'll just add it to my inventory.
I'd like to examine these bodies. Or, oh no, wait, sorry, Limit's already doing that.
You can join me. You're smarter than me.
That's true. I'll join.
All right, both of you make investigation checks as you're investigating the corpse. Go ahead, Spike.
Yes.
Spike's one. Well, considering Spike's been in a lot of battles and all that kind of stuff, does this place seem familiar to her? Does anything look familiar?
Make a history check for me.
With disadvantage.
Or you can't really be sure. To be fair, you're not entirely even really sure like if you're actually here where you believe you are. So maybe a little bit more pondering, a little bit more time to rest, and maybe we'll come back to you.
Wait, I just realized something. Myra stops what she's doing, investigating the body, as she realizes something and looks up. There's a corpse for each of the marks.
Yeah, I was going to
There's
say
only
that.
5. What mark is missing?
What mark is missing, Myra? Yours.
Son of a... She went to go look at the body, and like I was like, wait.
Oh man.
Myra has the 2 dots, right?
Yep, she has the golden dot on one hand and the dark writhing shadowy dot on the other. Fucking emotes in chat. Fucking coffin dance.
This intrigues Myra. Fuck the body, dude. Just hits it, moves.
I'm examining the body. What do I find?
All right, you got it. All right, one at a time. So, well, let's go through Navro, and then after that, we're gonna give Rokaz and Zephyr a chance, and then Ingot afterwards. Okay, so Navro, on this body, give me 1 second. Let me look. Okay, I figured. All right, yeah, I thought so. So you look over towards this body, and it seems to be that their ribs have been completely shattered and bludgeoned by definitely a huge sort of blunt force. You see as there's definitely bloodstains that are frozen over on the ground around it and kind of not really seeping into the water, but just barely getting ready to. This doesn't the corpse itself doesn't seem recent in the least bit, but it seems a lot more recent than the skeletons over here. If that makes sense.
Is it a human or what race is this corpse?
This one over here is humanoid, or human, excuse me.
Okay.
Looking in their pockets and stuff like that, you don't really find much, but you do find something interesting. You do find the likes of 3 soul coins, so I'll add that into your inventory. Ooh. And you also find the likes of 20 gold pieces.
Oh.
I'll take that. And it's wearing what clothes? Is it wearing the clothes that like the actual character is wearing, or is it wearing something else?
I mean, yeah, roughly. Imagine a little bit more fantasy than like, you know, suit and tie, but it's kind of close.
We got some English aristocrats in this fucking cave.
we've had science fiction monsters. I mean,
sure.
How like
English aristocrats.
How frozen over is the coat?
Pretty much exactly like the thing. It is long frozen over at this point, buried in the snow, frostbite and more. It is, give it a couple weeks, it'd probably be looking like these skeletons, or probably a month or so, it'd probably be looking like the skeleton.
The clothes specifically, would they be usable if given time to warm up?
You look over towards it and you kind of almost worry about it just sort of breaking from the sheer frozen ice, but yeah, a little bit of warming. If you got like a spell to warm this up now, then yeah, you could probably use it.
Yeah, I'll use prestidigitation to like warm it up slowly, while like holding it while I explore further.
It'll take a bit, but yeah, you can do that. All right, so while you're doing that, let's go to Zephyr, Rokaz, and Ingot. What are you 3 doing?
So there's marks still attached to the bodies, or the skeletons?
The marks are attached to the skeleton's palms and all that.
I'm going. Can I try to cut one of the marks off, or not the mark, but you know, like the attached part? I want to remove the mark from the body in some way. You know, cut off like the segment of forearm or however it's attached.
All right, explain it to me exactly how you're doing this.
So, say the mark is the hand. I'm gonna cut off like just a bit past the wrist.
Okay.
To make sure, you know, I'm not touching the mark in any way. I want to use my sword and remove, you know, enough to make sure I have a significant portion to leave the mark untouched.
All right. Yeah, easy enough. Yeah, you can do that. But you do notice as you come closer in contact. Well, which mark are you going over towards? The one that you have or someone else's?
The one that Spike has. I want to grab one of those.
All right.
Actually, I didn't want to interrupt, but Spike would have been looking for one that had the same mark as she has.
Oh, then you're looking in the wrong area. The corpses with the marks over. The corpses with the marks would be these things on the platform, not the ones over and around.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay, I thought
that's my
they
fault.
all had them.
No, that's my fault.
Okay, never mind then.
All right. So, Ingot, you have the likes of the purple square hand. You kind of show it over towards Spike.
What you're
Assuming.
saying, as I approach it, it does something. Yeah, I thought you were saying.
No. I mean,
Okay,
at this point, you'd probably look over, though, considering Spike is relatively close towards you, because I'm assuming you guys are on the platform and all that stuff. You would notice as Spike's sort of mark would begin to start shining purple, and the mark or the hand that you hold, Ingot, would also start shining purple as well.
I want to collect all the marks on this platform.
Easy enough. So that's what Ingot begins to continue doing. Zephyr and Rokaz, what are you guys doing while Ingot's getting the hands?
You can go first, Rokaz.
Alright. I just want to kind of look through, like, all the corpses that I can see, and I kind of mostly want to go through and see if they have any very obvious things, you know, like backpacks, weapons, anything immediately obvious that I could see and remove.
Sure thing. Make a survival or investigation check.
Good. Survival it is, a disadvantage.
16. You look over, they don't seem to be, or this one, corpse over here doesn't seem to be like a warrior of any nature. They do have the likes of a small dagger if you want to take that, let me know. But not much but on their person besides 10 gold, like in the form of a pouch, and really just another sort of medicine resource. That's about it. You see, as they do have a bit of sort of herbs, they must have been like a sort of healer of the sorts, but whatever happened, they definitely did perish. Same sort of thing in case of scenario. This individual seems to have been bludgeoned to death, but more so where they're kind of hanging out and about, there is a blood streak sort of streaking from over here to all the way to over here. You look over towards the wall and they definitely probably died from the impact, as you see a huge blood stain over there, possibly even thrown.
Oh, that's a bit disconcerting. I will take the 10 gold in the medicine resource, though.
You got it. Alright. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Just kind of moving to all the bodies systematically.
You got it. Alright.
Extra one over here, and then, you know.
Yeah. Zephyr, you go for it. After that, it's Spike.
We're gonna want to get heading soon, but... And he's gonna look at the corpses. Seems like a bit of a bad omen. Can I... No. Hey, Navro. Come here a second, I need your insight. Could you discern what killed these people? Whether it was of the magical kind or physical?
I'll do that, and as well, I'm going to... I would have seen Ingot take the hands off. I kind of elbow bump him slightly and gesture for the star with my mark, the black star.
Ingot's gonna shake its head for now.
Okay. I'll let you use one time. But yeah, I'm going to investigate these bodies to see how they died. In addition, I would like to see, like, just from, like, looking at their skeletons generally, you can get a lot. Like, what race they are, what, like just general information, like age, gender, anything.
Oh, hell yeah, and this is why I wrote it down, baby. Alright, so I need you to make a nature check to discern what they were, and then an arcana well, you're trying to figure out, I guess this can be just an investigation check, if you're trying to figure out who they were and then maybe how they died.
Alright, so nature check first.
Alright, 25. Ooh, yeah, you know exactly what these individuals are after a quick glance. And then follow it up with a investigation. 15. 25. So 25. You look over and the individual who wielded the purple mark definitely is bigger in size, bigger bones and more, and you even see their sort of skeleton. They would have a little bit of tusks, or where you probably assume would be a little bit more of a sort of bigger head, a sloped forehead even. They were a half-orc. The other individual, you look with the likes of the white mark, similar to Rokaz. They have a lot longer limbs, especially arms even. Bigger individual. They were a bugbear.
That which sign was that?
That was the white one.
Okay.
Other one wielding the triangle, Ingot's mark. They seem to have avian sort of features from what you can tell, even in their bone structure. They were an Aarakocra. The one with a blue mark, they seem to be pretty standard for the sorts. They were a human. And the one with your mark, they are a lot lankier and longer limbed, but not much so, or not to the nowhere near to the extent of like the bugbear. They were thinner. They were an elf.
Interesting. And there's no. Oh, and for the investigation.
For the investigation, you look over, and it's kind of the same thing that you and Rokas sort of found. There seems to be that whatever this is that killed them definitely was strong enough to, or that focused more so on overwhelming them with blunt, bludgeoning force rather than stabbing and having them bleed out. They seem to be very, very powerful, of the sorts, considering they could throw people around, from what you can, Rokas at least can tell. Cause of death was a violent one, for sure. It just so happened to be, well, one thing, all of their corpses are laid out here. Now, whether that was just coincidence, or they were specifically placed here, or something more, you have no idea.
I look to Zephyr. Will Mimir be able to help us with this?
Maybe. Is this like where we were supposed to go, by the way, Sensei? Because I was on the loo in the meantime.
This is the normal
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
This is the cave, but we were supposed to reach the peak. We haven't reached the peak yet.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, we haven't reached the peak yet. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I thought this was the teleporting device. Okay.
You have
also
no
missed
idea
the
what the
part-
fuck this thing is.
I think you missed the part where you said Myra was also known to this place. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a glimpse of that, but yeah.
Okay.
Also, the
all
orb
good.
is glowing, I think.
The sphere hasn't stopped glowing with all of your
Well,
marks.
it's in my backpack, I think, so it's my backpack would just be glowing.
Yeah.
And you said that
Please.
when. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
When Ingot picked up the hand with the purple mark, my mark glowed, and that one glowed. Like, is like mine the only one that made things glow, or
Granted,
at
granted at this point, I was assuming your character is a little bit closer, but yeah. At this point, as like everybody's getting a little bit closer to Ingot, Zephyr, your mark would begin to glow simultaneously with the hand. Same thing with you, Navro. Same thing with you. Well, not Myra, though.
I point around to the party. You check their bodies. How much gold do they have? This is to the party in general.
Yeah, this one over here had 10.
It's just gonna respond with hands.
At this point, you get over here, Rokas, and for the sake of brevity, you loot another 10 gold. Nothing too crazy.
Another
I-
10. We're swimming
I have
in
a
it.
spell that requires 100. And I look to Ingot. That spell will allow me to identify magical items. We could identify the hand.
Would
Now
it be
it
the
would-
hand or the orb? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. The orb has a seemingly simple function. Seems to be the key for whatever this does. But we've had these for a long time, and well, I'd like to know a little bit more.
Hey. Something killed these folks anyways.
It's not here
Right.
now, so it's not our problem.
It might be our problem.
It is our problem. Have
Do I
you
see
noticed-
any alcoves for where something big might be able to come from?
Alcoves, yeah, you see a handful of them. They don't really lead to anywhere if you were to like take the bit of time to go around and look about. Not much of anything leading anywhere, except for you do see as there is another path leading further up and outside of the cave if you want to continue out. But
Rest while it's safe.
Can I? Is it Divine Sense that lets me see some stuff?
Yeah.
That could I Divine Sense this place?
oh yeah, you could.
Also, what is my detect magic picking up as well?
Oh hell yeah! Give me 2 minutes. I gotta go find the. I gotta find the ramifications of what this would be considered. Alright.
Asians. No, thank you.
Also, does this feel like what happens to a body after Spike's been through it?
That's pretty accurate. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Myra would like to point out that this was not here the last time she was here.
Okay, and that,
Before dying.
and you're just doing detect magic, and that is okay. Boom. There we go. So for detect magic, you look over, and for this entire structure, this whole thing, it gives off an overwhelming sense of 2 types of magic, but mainly one. Or that being conjuration, that school. The other magic frightens you, because you, even with the detect magic, you are unsure of what it could possibly be. Possibly another school of magic. Now, granted, I believe Navro, I could be wrong, I may be thinking about another campaign, but every time you have tried to sort of identify stuff with the likes of these marks or whatever, they seem to give off the source of a foreign magic school that you are completely unfamiliar with, which to an extent excites you, but also kind of frightens you of what it could possibly be. That said, the area over here, this place, seems to be very similar. Divine Sense, not much more than pretty much everything else that you're kind of used to with everybody, you know, with Rokaz, Ingot, yada yada yada. Go ahead, Myra.
This is conjuration magic. Something else. I would advise not touching the lever.
Hey,
This
is
could
this
be
where we're supposed to go?
This
No,
is
you
not
guys
where
don't?
we're supposed to go.
Amir, do you know anything?
I think I could maybe give a little bit of insight. Judging, well, here, take me around the sort of thing, just to try to investigate exactly what this whole thing's about. Can't really see much around here.
You do that and taking them around.
All right. As you begin to take the likes of Mimir around, the entirety of this sort of structure, because you've only seen like the first half of it, you look and see 2 things. Give me 1 minute. All right. Wait, hold on. What? I'm reviewing my notes. Blah blah blah. Oh, okay. I had to remember past Sensei what the fuck that meant. I was like, that didn't make any sense. All right, I got it. You look over, and around this area, kind of towards the back, you look to find a sort of socket of the sorts. Spherical in nature, almost relatively the exact same size as the sphere that Ingot had from a while ago. Looking over past that, you look towards the lever, and lever is pretty much normal. It is connected, obviously, to the ground. Obviously, I assume you're not touching it, as what Myra said, but that's about it. So, there is a socket behind it, in the form of the sphere, and that's relatively it. Mimir will eventually say, alright, well, that sort of sphere you had, you could try sort of placing it here, but whether that could be a smart thing, it's to be seen, but To be fair, what, you've had these sort of visions every now and again, claiming about this mountain or whatever. Could be the key to whatever you're trying to seek. But
These
gotta be
visions.
careful. Go ahead.
You knew of me in the past, correct?
Kind
You were
of,
a god
yeah.
of knowledge. When I originally passed through here, this was not here.
That it wasn't. That it wasn't.
Are we allowed to know who made this?
Well, if I was to probably assume, and this is a
We
big
don't
assumption.
know.
Can he, hold on. Make a insight check, Myra. Oop. Dropped, Eno there.
Yes.
6. Nah.
Yeah, no, my rules are good today, man.
He just seems like a dead serious face. You don't really notice anything past that. But he just continues. If I was to guess, it'd probably be something, or whoever made the likes of the marks, they probably placed this here. It makes too much sense. The likes of a sphere probably being the key to it. All the sort of same marks and the individual skeleton corpses reside in here.
You're wrong.
How so?
We're missing a mark, aren't we?
That's true. That's true.
Why would all 5 marks be here and not the 6th mark if the marker makers placed it here?
Because you're probably missing the last key. 5 marks, 1 destroyed, and a 6th. But whatever is the key to the 6th remains to be unknown. Well, your soul, sort of whole part, your mark.
Ingot's gonna point to the big center circle and he's gonna say 6th circle.
Indeed.
The one that has the label on it.
Someone has to pull that one.
And he'll, with that, Mimir will look towards Myra. Now you're thinking of it.
Not good.
Hey, but with the Stormbird and Jeff, do we have the time to actually? That's what I'm thinking.
And I'm afraid whatever they summoned killed them, and they had friends.
I'm gonna DM you something, Sensei.
Okay.
These big red crystals, are they like
Sure, real quick.
actually?
Because I don't think I ever gave Spike their time to shine. If they were trying to do some specific. So, go for it, Spike, if you had anything. Spike, if you're speaking, you're muted. She might be gone, though.
Yeah, I just ran back. Sorry.
No, you're good, you're good. I just wanted to give you your a little time to do what you wanted.
I think at this moment, Spike would kind of be like hanging back because considering that she remembers attacking a person without her being in her full mind. Wait, that didn't make sense. Basically, she's thinking about like her sister and like wondering, wait, did I do this by, like, is this my fault? Did I kill all these people? Shit. That's about it.
Easy enough. As you're
May
sort of
I,
thinking, Navro, go for it.
All right.
19. You look over towards it. You almost thought it wouldn't be possible. But as you gauge and guess, and eventually come to a conclusion, that conclusion is correct. He's big brain in and out of the game.
I
He
think
does
I
that.
know what this might be. Certain civilizations, advanced ones with magic, have what are known as teleportation circles. Spells for teleportation can be very unstable. But with one of these, and I kind of lean down and rest my hands wistfully on the rock, it is always exactly where you need to go. This is what we needed. This is our ticket out of here.
Do you know what happened to the bodies then?
They weren't from
What
here
happened?
exactly. Whatever the hell was
Configuration.
there. Whatever the hell was here is gone.
Let's just hope. If this is where we need to be, then it's a risk, but we should try it. At least to put the crystal in.
Nope.
So,
My goal is the peak.
we can't go to the peak with the Stormbird there.
That's on you.
Sorry, I'm really sorry, but I couldn't hear what you said there, Limbus.
Wonderful. I hate this headset so bad.
You might have to get a new mic, not gonna lie.
I have one. I have to unpack it. I will.
You haven't
use it.
unpacked it. It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, you've had that for like a month,
I
mate.
know. I'm so lazy.
Plug it in, goddammit.
Oh,
It's so
man.
good too. It's such a good looking mic too.
This man's just
Bro.
he's admiring it. He got a statue out of it. He's just not using
I do. It was sitting on my desk next to my computer. So
What continue?
Dude.
I'm going to the peak whether or not you want to.
We need you here to do this fucking thing. I understand everyone has a goal, though.
You know you can't
Myra.
anything.
Look, Myra. With this teleportation circle, we could come back here.
There's no telling if we could come back here.
Teleportation circles are a two-way system.
The portal could be damaged, which is why they're dead. Why do you think
Maybe-
there isn't a sixth corpse here? Someone had to take the crystal out of the power slot. Someone left here alive.
That, or maybe it was failed from the other side. And the crystal wasn't on this side, so maybe all that was teleported was corpses. Yeah,
They said,
not really
I'm
sure
not
about that
ready to
one.
risk it when I'm at my goal.
How far away is the peak?
You have no idea. I assumed like your dogs kind of were just chilling with you guys.
Might be
Myra,
a solution, but the number of corpses here. Something's wrong. If it was really a good way to go somewhere, there wouldn't be so many dead people.
I want to look at the bodies again. Did they die where they stood, or were they put here?
That's the thing that you really you're not able to understand. At the most, you can all put your brains together and try to CSI this stuff and try to make one group investigation check, and I'll take the average of everybody who wants to help.
If we all look at this, we'll have our answer. If they died here, there is a risk. If they didn't, they were put here as some kind of tiny little warning. We
Tiny.
must get out of here. Out of this snow.
We can always
Out of
come
this
back.
stone the giant.
There is no saying we can come back to either one. Whether we go to the peak or go through the teleporter, there's always an unknown.
Exactly. However, my past awaits for me at the peak.
And my friend lays in the jaws of the fucking bird. So I'm going to say
Not a
this. Fuck off.
I plan to. As I step away from the thing.
Easy enough.
Meanwhile they're doing this, I want to look at the. I'm assuming these big red crystals are actually like in the teleporter.
Yeah, it's not really a way to kind of remove it. I mean,
I want to investigate them. Big red crystals. They seem interesting.
all right, make an investigation check.
I'd also like to ask for Mir's help.
Yes, sure.
Help with this, and he's gonna point at the crystals.
Oh, I think I can. Yeah, I'll help you out a little bit. Let me take a look. We'll give you advantage.
Advantage, alright. I'll roll second. Excellent.
15. Alrighty. With 15 looking over towards them, it kind of doesn't seem actually. They look interesting. They're definitely cool in design, but as explained by Navro, it's just sort of more sort of things for the teleportation circle to work.
Do I like know what they are? Like, are they just red crystals?
Yeah, they're just red crystals, kind of for the most part, used to power them. But one thing is, I mean, at the moment, you guys still have the sphere in your, I assume, your bag. There's not really much more you can sort of gain from it right now.
Okay. I also want to investigate the mana crystals to see if they'd actually be a good crafting material.
Sure thing. Just basically any of the mana crystals around.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start investigating the mana crystal.
Alright,
with Mir's help again.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same investigation check with advantage. And as you look around, 13. For the sake of brevity, you look about, and you don't really find many mana crystals, if any at all, that are actually activated. You looked, and you see them embedded into the stone, but again, sapped of power. You looked for one, like, kind of lodged out of the likes of the, or thrown out of the likes of the ground or stone. Again, no power. All of the mana crystals in this cave have been sapped of their energy.
Do they look like they'd make a good crafting material, like the crystal material itself?
Yeah, granted, I mean, you could always just store something into it. I mean, it's typically magic, but you could probably use it for even jewels, if you want, aka rune carving.
I'm
or
gonna
enchanting.
collect as many as I can fit into my bag. I want to fill every little space with these crystals.
1, 2, 3. These are a lot, or pretty large. So you're running a little bit low in space, but I got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. 16 crystals. You have a pretty big bag for yourself. You get about towards like 8. Yeah, about 8. And it's not really more so of like them being heavy. It's more so their strange shape and being able to fit them all inside of the bag.
Yeah, I forgot to ask as well when I was making my sword. How much material did I use up? Like, would I have used all the golden armor pieces and all of the metal wolf, or did I just use like bits of both and I still have?
For the, I mean, if you wanted to, I'll let you decide. If you want to use all of it, then you can. If you, to like be able to reinforce it for whenever you refine it, further. If you want to use just like half or something like that, that's also fine.
If I used all of it, would it have like made the sword better?
Yeah, it would make the sword better.
Alright, I'll say I'm using all of the entirety of the large metal wolf and all the golden armor to make the sword.
You got it.
Alright, I'll manage my inventory and then add it.
Like nightmarish looking sword.
It is. Finn, I hope you're ready to draw that.
Oh, hell yeah.
The pain in his voice.
So considering I used all, like, I've got a lot more space, is it still just 8 mana crystals, or?
No, like, what, you mean, like, in your inventory?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because, like, I don't have the wolf or the thing taking up any space anymore. Is it still
Yeah,
just
I
8?
mean, you could probably still store stuff into the bag. It's just, it's gonna have to be very, very small stuff, you know, like coins or whatever, like something that you could hold in your hand.
Alright, so there's 8 more large mana crystals, or regular ones.
So
just
you
trying
should
to
have a
note it
total
properly.
of 8 crystals total. Was all you're able to fit.
Alright.
You got it. So while that's happening, Rokaz, what are you doing off to the side?
Honestly, at this point, probably just kind of nodding off, considering the natural one.
Yeah. You guys are exhausted.
Just kind of sitting there, just. Alright, so what is the plan?
Yeah, Spike's sitting on the bridge, like with her back on one of the poles holding up the bridge. Like,
It made me yawn the moment he yawned.
Hey, it's the plan. Forever contagious.
Oh.
I got it too.
I'm gonna check the entrance and see if anything's like, since we're like, it's like a slope, it's a mountain. I want to see what's out and see if there's anything at all that could approach, because we could rest here. We'd still be hungry, but, well, I mean,
Let them eat the corpses.
there's a lot of food here.
Hell, Myra's already
people!
digging in.
And this is the conversation I've been waiting to have. Soulbound, baby, we're going cannibalistic.
Not cannibalism. Ingot's not a person.
But I'll try and pursue
Gets out
outside
of
and see if there's any danger.
Sure
right
thing.
now.
Perception check.
Sure.
Wait, are their
throughout
clothes
this-
looking warm?
Throughout the snow, it's pretty difficult, but even with a 5, you don't see any immediate danger. Stormbird's not in sight. Jeff down below, you're not entirely sure where they could be, but at least from this angle, from where you are high above, and like you're getting close to like being above, like with the clouds. You're getting that far. Like it is ridiculous.
I'll turn back and we could make this decision later. Rest up. And then, and I turn to Myra, we could look at the peak. We could see what's there.
Know what's there.
You have your flock with you?
The dogs turn to look at him. All their mouths are open in the 40 impressions.
Send them the fuck up and see how far away it is.
Spell is going to end soon. I need rest.
Fine. Let's fucking rest then.
First, Artie's gonna have the dogs help her make a poncho.
Hold on. How far away was Jeff again? Only a half hour?
Yeah,
Well,
we're
that was
where
a
we were.
yeah, that was where you were. You guys traveled for another half an
Like-
hour again of sprinting, by the way.
so like, is he still right behind us, or?
You can
We
kind
got
of
time.
assume he's right behind you, but also there's a big ass stormbird kind of dealing with him occasionally.
Okay.
There's only one
I mean,
Stormbird.
roughly 6
steps.
steps.
So the choice is yours. You guys can either try to push on without sleep and hope for the best, or you can try your luck and rest here. Decisions.
We gotta deal with the hypothermia as well, so.
You guys have not craft. Those of you who have not had a chance to craft the likes of these warm clothing, you can only do it on a short rest or a long rest.
I'm taking a long rest. I'm gonna craft my short clothes.
Alright, well, hold on. Before we get to that, let me make sure and see how much materials it does take. I believe it was 2 materials for each bit of clothes. Yeah, 2 materials for each bit of clothes. And let's see how many resources you guys got. Oh boy. Also, Rokaz, did you go around, basically looting every single corpse?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So what you'd probably find is about 20 more gold, 3 more daggers. You'd find a long sword, as well as 10 more arrows. Last but not least, you would find the likes of 2 more soul coins. Alright, so you have gotten 6 from this session. And then you would find, what was it? About 5 more materials total.
Okay.
Or excuse me, 4 more materials. Alright, there we go. And then for your resources that you have currently. So I can actually change this now. So for food, you guys are out of it. You guys will need to go get food eventually, but you're not starving right now. Everybody except Ingot is. For water, you guys are good to go. You used up 4, so you guys are at 16 out of 20. You have 1 out of 20 medicine at the moment. For mana, you have 4 out of 20. Nice. For materials, you have 19 out of 20. And
well,
then...
if Myra was stopping to craft, I'm gonna make some too.
Alright, and then soul coins, you have 14 out of 20. So, alright, so Spike, you're gonna craft the likes of warm clothing. Same thing with Myra. Both of you, I need survival checks for you as you guys try to take your rest
If
and make some things.
If I use my dog and animated sight to help me, like pin or cut stuff, could I get advantage?
Honestly, that's a creative way of doing it. Yeah, sure. You can have advantage.
I'm gonna assist Spike.
And what was it? Survival?
Yeah, survival. All right. So Rokaz, you help the likes of Spike
never mind.
making a bit of warm clothing. That said, Spike, you can make your survival check with advantage.
I don't need
regular?
advantage.
No, I'm talking to Spike.
So
For you.
So yeah, just a regular thing. Or I guess yeah, Rokaz could make it for you if you really wanted him to.
If you wanna.
It's up to you.
I can have my dogs help her for me.
Spike would probably be like, nah, I can do this. I'm an
Alright.
independent woman. I got this. I totally got this.
Fair enough.
20. God damn, she got this.
I do got this. I do got this.
Oh man, that's it. Good to go.
Sensei, so with the cold, is it automatic exhaustion or is it con save?
It is automatic exhaustion.
Is Ingot likely to wear clothes even at the cost of exhaustion?
This you can flavor where you are making your bikini. So like everybody's making like this actual sort of cloth and all this stuff, but meanwhile, Ingot's just trying to find like any bits of moss or any bit of stone and just turning it into a bikini. If you want to
Like
flavor
the
it that way.
tiniest little scarf.
Ingot just thinks it's warm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I do that actually? Can I make try and make a moss scarf?
Yeah, sure, if you really want to. That's key.
Ingot is turning the Myconids into the 40k orcs. We're just the power of the wall.
It's not just
Red
Mike,
go
it's just
fast.
Ingot. It's literally just Ingot.
Yeah, but if we got more of them, the power of the wall, red makes things go faster.
We can make our own god.
So
Actually,
Ingot,
really-
make your own survival check unless anybody wants to help. While you're doing that, go ahead, Navru.
Do any of the corpses have a scarf of any kind?
Let me look.
Would
Dude,
Mimiya still
nah,
be
not
helping
really.
me?
Okay.
Yeah, he'll help you out. He'll give you advantage.
Okay. Oh, thank God.
Nice.
He helps you make so like as you're kind of doing it, he's like, nope, you got it all wrong here. I'll help you out. It's too sort of thick in other places, and he'll just basically help you make a little mossy scarf with a bit of materials. He'll point out exactly where to find more and more moss, and you're good to go.
Hell yeah.
I expect this in the art. Actually, no, probably don't want to do that.
It will be, sadly.
having warmed up the coat enough, is it like thawed out a bit?
Yeah, at
So
this
that's
point,
warming
yeah.
up. Okay. Can I try and craft that into a scarf?
Sure. I'll tell you what,
Alright.
you'll only use half of the materials. I mean, you already have your poncho, I'm pretty sure, so you don't need it. But
It's for the drip, Sensei. Come on.
oh, my apologies, of course, by all means. Let's make your survival check.
Doesn't Myra still need clothes?
She
I'm
just made 'em.
currently master crafting it, apparently. with dog
okay.
height.
For the 5, so Navro, you are not the most fashionable individual right now, but with a bit of time, a little more help, probably just a bit more effort into it, you could think that you could really make this pretty fashionable and snazzy.
Okay.
So, do we automatically have it? The little flavor for this?
Yeah, you automatically have it. This is like, you
Okay.
guys are doing this before you go to bed.
Then immediately, you get finished. The chest opens up, and Black Tentacles grab it, and she absorbs becoming more fluffier in her cloak.
I heard like half of this.
Her chest opens up, the Black Tentacles grab it, she begins absorbing it into her, and then you'll see as her cloak becomes more fluffy.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's it.
Spike's clothes is it's like it looks rough, but it's really, really solid and well put together, and there's like just like bones instead of buttons, and bunch of little decorations like that.
Oh hell yeah.
Myrick claps.
I think Ingrid's scarf is like, it's moss, but as you look closer, it's like the silkiest moss you've ever seen.
We didn't get that.
It's like silk, but a bit too like. There's like if you like held it too hard, it would like secrete a little bit of like oil or something, or like water. Like it's wet.
No, it's not wet, it's just very silky moss. It's the best moss you've ever seen.
I said real quick. Did anybody want to do anything before everybody's resting? I know you guys crafted stuff, but are we skipping through the rest?
I was just gonna ask with the 5. I didn't make the scarf, but like I didn't. Okay.
I mean, granted, you try it like again in the morning, and then you'll probably get it.
Okay. Wait, so are we going for a short rest or a long rest?
Long rest.
Long rest.
Well,
Okay.
for us who can.
I would also like to try and search the cave for food, see if there's any edible mosses or mushrooms, roots,
Nah.
etc.
From Rokaz found, it wasn't really anything.
Yeah.
Each of my
Unless you can eat
dogs-
rocks.
Of course, I'm gonna kiss each of my dogs on the head before I go to sleep, and then let them fade back into the shadows.
You got it. Their mouths, multiple, by the way, open up in 4 different directions before slowly fading into the likes of the shadows. Go ahead, Spike.
Ways.
Spike's gonna go back to the entrance of the cave. She really hates resting here. She does not think it's a good idea, but she's gonna go out and see if she can spot Jeff or see what's going on outside.
Zephyr will come help you.
Got it. Both of you guys can make perception checks with sight.
Coming too.
I have
Oh.
so just regular for me.
Yeah, go for it, Rokaz, you as well.
Of course.
Oh man, these rolls have not been it this session, sadly.
I don't know, man. I got that nat 20 cloak on.
Yeah, I got a great roll for when I made a sweater. Yep.
If only I wasn't at disadvantage.
Yeah. 16, 11, and 8. From what you guys can tell throughout the blizzard, it's really just Rokaz. You look over and you see as the giant seems to have stopped for the time being. Now granted, they're still walking around, but they're not like actively climbing up the mountain in like some sort of horror film or whatever. They'll be here in 10 minutes. You look over and you gather that, hey, you'll probably have enough time to rest here, and all that stuff. You probably should be okay.
We should establish some watches. We can't rest with enemies so close.
Are there any like birds or wild game outside of the cave?
You look about, there was a couple a little bit further down the mountain, not too far, but just on your way over here that you see very rarely and occasionally. If you want, you can kind of go down there to try to hunt something. It'd be simplified into a survival check, but...
Yeah. I mean, I certainly don't mind going to get food real quick.
It'd
Just
be
to
a
have
good
some.
idea.
Well,
Is it really safe?
there's food right here.
Navro,
No.
no.
I'm not that hungry.
Yes.
I think it's
listen.
actually going to be like poking a corpse, really thinking about it, because Mike and it's, think about it a bit differently.
Yeah, they do. It's not cannibalism for them.
You know, because decomposition is like completely normal to them.
Or if you eat from something living.
So, Rokaj, you're heading down to go hunt.
Anyone want to come with, or just me?
I'll help
and
out.
we'll come along.
Or he will. Okay,
Alright.
I'll stay back here.
To simplify it for the sake of brevity, everybody who is going to hunt, go make a survival check.
Okay. Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah, you can do that.
Bet.
Actually, Zephyr is hungry.
Everybody get out of the way. He's hungry.
But I can't hear shit now.
19.
19, nice. 18, alright. Pretty good, pretty good.
That was a natural 22. Fucking disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh,
Gone
man.
to sleep, boy.
3, Zephyr is hangry and he is just irritable when he's trying to hunt. He's too impatient to kind of wait for the game.
he's
Not effective.
muttering angrily to himself.
I said, so, go ahead, Ingot.
I was gonna say, hush, angry man.
I ain't hungry. I'm just pissed off.
Oh, man. Between the
Sorry,
likes
hush,
of both of
angry
you.
man.
But didn't we eat like an hour and a half ago in
Yes.
the other cave?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said I'm not hungry. I'm pissed off that we have to go to the top of the fucking mountain.
And I said angry.
Oh,
We're getting food for
Don't-
later, okay?
but that doesn't solve the fact with the fucking mire. Ugh. You just get out of here before we fucking die.
While they're having their fits of rage, I would like to further examine the teleportation circle.
You got it. What are you trying to look for, my friend?
In general, who it might have been made by, just from like looking at like the general style of it, and as well how old it might be. In
How old
particular.
it might be, who it was made by. Investigation for me. Assuming that Mimir was kind of left here, 'cause I don't think he would have really had a reason to go out. He'll give you advantage as he's sort of looking at this.
Ooh,
Didn't Mimir already answer the question of who made it?
He did, but more so this is Navra trying to like 100% confirm and see if he can gain any more information, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
So, 16, looking around and about, you see bits of sort of arcane sigils, but you also see a bit of writing on here. The writing that you glance towards, it seems to have familiar ones at that. A language that you don't understand, but the nature of it, the way it, or the shape language of it, it seems similar to the words that you saw when this adventure began. In the likes of that mine shaft, when you were trapped in those astral prisons, you saw writing upon the walls in a language that you couldn't understand. It seems to be that whatever's on this structure right here is in that same language.
Mimir, can you read this particular passage here?
I could. It's a dangerous thing, but I can convey the information to you. I don't think it'll harm you or anything like that. It's more so, I'll leave it up to your judgment on whether you think it's worth it to possibly gain eyes on us or not. But
The eyes of Jeff or of the gods?
probably more so the gods.
Can't read now?
Oh, I know what they say. It's more so me explaining it to you and helping you out more than I can. I could say it, but choice is yours on whether you want to poke the bear. I'll do it.
Whoever made this might have some guarding around this area. Regardless, I want to take the risk.
Oh, get out your notepads. It's time to write some lore.
Get out your lore pads.
No one wants the long rest. I should just sent the fucking dogs.
We're getting a long rest. We're just getting food.
All right, give me 1
I thought
minute.
we're getting short rest.
I have to open up the voting schematics. This is what, you know, it's bad when I gotta open up the voting schematics. That is the deep notes, the deep lore.
The only way to cure exhaustion is with a long rest. I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure.
It's not just like that. It's,
Yeah.
with just Finn specifically. It was said essentially that like we would have time for a long rest. So yeah, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
It's not a case of like, oh no, like we'll be. It'll somehow the giant will come in here and get like a.
Oh god. All right. Yeah, for this thing, I gotta bring you into the secrets channel, my friend. Whether you
Okay.
want to explain this to the rest of the party, that's completely up to you. But I gotta bring you the secrets.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Do. Navro. Boom. All right, listen up. So, you see as Mimir begins to read this, and he begins to speak the words into your mind. And he says the following. 5 fragments, all needed. Powerful alone. However, when pieced whole, omnipotent. Among the 5 lies one traitor. However, a 6th returns, forgotten and lost. I've seen that phrase before. This isn't him reading anymore, but this is him just speaking. I've seen that phrase before, plenty of times. It's a common theme, apparently, ever since I've been sort of roaming these lands from the voices I've been hearing. You're not the only ones with voices in your heads, especially you. And I'll look towards you knowing. That said, whether you want to sort of tell the others is up to you, but that's what I read.
So just to get this straight, 5 fragments all needed. Powerful alone. However, when pieced whole, omnipotent.
Mm-hmm.
Among them there is a traitor. However, 6th returns, forgotten and lost.
Correct. Yeah. All right. That said, is there anything else you want to say to Mimir, or do we drag you back?
Okay. And if I ask about the sages, that's not going to cause a cosmic like clash or anything, is it?
You probably don't want to, because the last time you did it, you nearly cosmic died.
Well, it wasn't from that specifically. It was from the
The
it was from the
spirit.
mention of like the first spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Granted, you could. Yeah, I guess realistically you could. If you want to play with fire, you can. But
Does this refer to the dragon sages? Or to us? Oh,
you'd be correct. But all I can say, without going too far into detail, this place, this whole thing, it goes deeper than just sages, draconic kind. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. And it'll just kind of eye towards your marks, and that's it.
all right.
All right, I'm gonna drag us back.
Not a spike thing.
You have the last
Yeah.
weapon of Dindar.
Damn, that was
Spike
crazy.
doesn't give a shit.
Oh boy. That said, Navra, what do you do?
I look back at it and I just shake my head, disregard it, and nod to Mimir for a second, going about to just kind of like passively examine it a bit more and look at the whole cave in general.
All right. I said, I need one of you who rolled the likes of, or who rolled your survival checks. One of you roll a d6 plus 2 to get your gains on food.
I can do that.
Go for it, Mushroom Man.
We believe.
Big 8.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That said, between the likes of Rokaz, between the likes of Ingot, and more, everybody who sort of contributes in the likes of finding or any bit of food. You actually do stumble across the likes of a kind of nest of the sorts. A nest of hawks and more, and at a bit of time, you may kind of feel a little bit bad of having to slaughter them, but it's either them or you, as you will die of starvation. You eventually hunt them down, killing them, and eventually taking them back to your base to eat for later. As with that big roll, that'll be enough to gain 8 stocks of food. That is a big roll.
Good job.
Nice.
That's it. Eventually you all return, and I assume you all take your long rest, correct, or no?
Let's take it.
Yeah.
I want to toast them, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ingot also does want to talk to Mimio during the what was it? Because he can be awake for 2 of the 3 periods.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why we should take the first shift to get it over with. Or not the first shift, the second shift, because everyone else can sleep then.
For the for Ingot, sorry.
No, not just Ingot, you as well, and I should do it, because we only need 4 hours, and then we can take the rest of the shifts.
Okay. That works. As well though, if Mimir is with me right now,
Yeah, he
it's
is.
not too much trouble. Could you come with me, just for the long term? Unless one of them needs you in particular. I'll have a lot of questions to ask you.
What? As long as it's not asking about, well, you know, Jeff and all that stuff, then I could probably answer it truthfully.
My curiosity lies in much more than just our adversary.
Oh, I got no quarrels with it, so yeah. It'll just basically like kind of attach himself towards your sort of hip.
Would you be able to give him me control of him so I can just like drag him around myself?
Say
with
again?
me? Could you you know how you gave me control of the hawk before? You could just give me control of Mimir so I can drag him with me whenever I
You're
move?
telling me you want control of a god? How fucking dare you? I'm messing with you. But I'm going to actually, you know what? I want to scare you just for a little bit. That's the thing that you want to hear the DM say.
Sure.
Make sure
You can't see it, but I'm burning very much. I don't see what you're gonna scare me with.
I'll just let you look at their stats, and this is what it's this is how you would see it or whatever, because you do not possess one cape or a necessary thing to see their actual stats. So here you go, Pete. You can double click on Mimir's token and find that out.
I see.
Oh boy.
CR1?
CR1, by the way. Oh, my apologies. It should be this. There you go. I think that's more accurate.
Should I say or should I leave it to their imagination?
Leave it to their imagination, my friend.
Don't we have 2 intelligence?
Sure.
You're looking at
want to
about
believe he's
2,000
CL1.
intelligence.
Oh, this is pretty good. He's got pretty good stats, man.
I should probably, you know, make it fix it up. Well, actually, no, you can't read it, so it doesn't fucking matter. Never mind.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go over with Myra and once we begin our long rest, we'll start our watches.
All right. So, who is the first group keeping watch? Going first.
We will. Myra and I.
You and Myra? All right.
We were going to sleep first, and then we were going to take over the next 2.
Gotcha.
Sorry, you're right.
Makes sense.
Is there a way to like speedrun sleeping? So like having the 3 that are on only 4-hour long rests, have them burst out between the 2. Oh, that makes sense.
Not entirely sure what you're getting at. Are you trying to say speed through the likes of the night watches? Is that what you're asking?
So we don't sleep for as long. I don't know.
Now, no matter how we do it, even if we were to take the first shift, yes, we'd have to wake someone in the middle of theirs.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So we should get ours out of the way so we can get the last 2 done.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, because Ingot only needs 4 hours of sleep. If I could be wrong, but I think he only needs 4 hours.
Yeah,
Same with Hera and Navarro.
Okay. So, yep, Rokaz, Zephyr, or Spike. Which one of you 3 are taking? Or which one of you 2 are taking the watch?
I can. That's fine.
Rokaz, and then either Spike or Zephyr. Which one's sleeping?
What do you want?
Spike would probably pass out because she's really tired.
Yeah, that makes
Fair
sense.
enough.
Said, all right, Zephyr
Actually,
and oh, good.
Before we go to sleep, so like I'm thinking while they were out hunting, I would have like made a fire.
Oh yeah,
or tried to at least.
yeah, easy enough. I'll drop a flaming sphere token in a minute.
Sweet. Good night.
Said, as you begin to make the likes of a fire and pass out, eventually. What does this even say? Energetic flaming sphere. You can't make this up. I love this module. Anyways, it's like, whoa! But anywho, as you all begin to drift to sleep, though except for those keeping watch, Rokaz and Zephyr, both of you make perception checks to stay aware of your surroundings and not pass out throughout your watch. 16, pretty good. And a 20, not bad. Your watch
That's a 20 with
goes...
disadvantage.
Right, this man's popping off, dude. He said disadvantage be damned. But
Damn.
He has
Fuck
5
no,
eyes.
disadvantage. I have a plus 8. Yeet.
Rokaz, you stay ever vigilant. Same thing with you, Zephyr. And for the most part, your watch goes by uneventful. But if only I could say so for some of the individuals who sleep. Spike.
Well,
Oh, what's up?
As you begin to drift further and further into sleep, you watch as your mind begins to drift off, always on edge, unsure of what is the truth and what isn't. Eventually, as you see further and further, drifting into the plane of dreams, you look about and you can't help but smell the likes of something putrid from afar. Something almost gross, disgusting, but almost inviting even. You look around and you watch as this small sort of cave begins to shift and transform into what it actually is. You watch as the sphere begins to almost become snuffed out into eventual darkness. You watch as the water around begins to slowly seep further into the snow and form differing pathways, tunnels even. As you look down amongst the ground, you don't see any more snow, but instead you see sewage, you see filth, you see this map instead. Oh boy, here we go.
Well, I'm
Gonna get
conscious while I was
lectured.
sleeping. He's just reading. She's just sleeping, right?
She is just sleeping, bro.
Okay.
She's gonna get lectured because I touched the hammer.
I said, Spike. As this begins to happen, you look around and, well, what do you do as you appear in this area? Look about and you see the familiar stone, familiar sort of path. What do you say and what do you do as you're covered in filth?
Well, this could be worse. Hey, Sewer King, you in here? I actually wanted to have a chat with you.
As you
Kinda
begin to call out for them, you watch as the waters begin to almost writhe and tear free. You look over and immediately emerging, you see as several tendrils begin to sort of slap themselves, grabbing onto the likes of the stones and even the bits of the wood planks and more. They pull whatever is down below with a great force and being. And immediately emerging out, you see this putrid individual dressed in ragtag wares and more. Bits of suits, ties, and all sorts of terribleness as you look to see the smell emanating from them is putrid, but it is a welcome one at that. And a Toyug with the likes of several eyes in each tendril and more, with a top hat placed upon their head. Oh boy, you see this individual appear. As they do, they look over and they say this.
Well, well, well. It seems to be my favorite of the Bone Feather tribe has emerged once more. Hello, Rayla. How have you been?
I gotta say, it's really good to see you, man. It's been rough since the last time I saw you. I mean, it was rough back then, but it's even rougher right now. We got the darkness is almost upon us, and there's this bird trying to eat us or kidnap us. I don't know. But I'm really glad to see you. And you can see on her face, like she's smiling, and like the tension leaves her shoulders a little bit. It's like, okay, at least this is safe. This is good.
Well, times are changing, girl, times are changing. But with things changing, you grow stronger. It seems to be that I would love to be here to have too much of a chat, and I can, but not for long, as I'm here for business as usual. It seems to be that I met a couple of individuals recently. Individuals wielding the same marks as you and all your companions. Seeming to hide out in the lights of the valley. A sort of swampland filled with mushrooms and myconid kind. One of them in particular, one wielding the likes of your mark and oculi of the sorts, has something to say to you.
Oh, another oculi.
Another oculi indeed.
And hold on, make sure the thing popped up. At this point, you see as the Sewer King begins to just literally open up their massive sort of maw and dig in between the likes of the rows and rows of their teeth. As they begin to do so, you see as they pull out the likes of a note covered in filth and slime and more, and they begin to toss it. Well, not toss it, they actually kind of hand it over towards you. Oh, God. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me go copy and paste this thing.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
You have some stuff.
You've got mail.
Pretty much. Alright, where you at, Kat? You can read that out loud if you want, but you probably don't wanna.
Okay.
Alright, there you go. Check your DMs. And while you're doing that, special shout out to Finn for doing this art of the Sewer King, the Sewer God. Look at him. Look at the boy. Oh boy.
Why does he have so much power? There's no sewers in a mountain.
But there's sewers in your dreams. Oh man.
No, Pyra doesn't get dreams anymore. She gets nightmares.
She is the nightmare, to be honest.
When you Freddy Krueger's the one running and hiding.
She is your sleep paralysis demon.
When people said to get your mind out of the gutter, I think it's this gutter.
Yeah. Oh man. That said,
I was not expecting that.
so Spike, here's how this works. You can DM me your response. You do not have to say it out loud. But the Sewer King will basically say this, and you don't have to send me the response now. You can send it to me later. But the Sewer King will say this.
It seems to be that I've had a little bit more free time on my hands. It seems to be that no one in Tahiri wants to see the good old Sewer King. I saw a couple of individuals out in the sewers nearby, a couple of orcs and even another oculi, but it seemed to be they didn't want the Sewer King around. Unfortunately.
Their loss.
Their loss indeed. That said, I've grown a little bit of a business venture in my due time. And essentially, here's what I'm here to offer. You've seen, once, maybe twice, a couple of times, these individuals wielding these marks. Now the Sewer King, he wants to know a little bit more about them. But I'll get you anything that you need to them. Whether it be a bit of item of the sorts, a weapon, armor, even a bit of gold, hell, even a message. I'll make sure it gets to your specific recipient that you have in mind. Thing is, all you gotta do is pay a fee. And I'll make sure it gets there in one piece. You can tell any bit of your companions about this sort of thing in the material plane, but for now, all you need to know is if you find a bit of water nearby, I can get you or be able to transport whatever they need. Assuming they have the coin to pay for it.
Thank you. I really appreciate all the help that you've given me. We did find a few extra coins. I don't have them, but at least it's party has it, so I'll be able to give you more than the last time.
Oh, no, don't you worry. See, the thing is, we got a little bit of a discount for the worshippers of Dendar. As I said, I'm sure you got something on you. Whether it be a simple soul coin or even a little bit of gold, anything, please. Hell, even a little bit of an item for an equivalent exchange will be able to suffice.
Yeah, we didn't split up the gold, right?
Nah, you didn't. I don't think so.
Dang. Alright,
Yours is yours. So, do you
I don't
want...
really have much of anything on me right now, so.
You got the Belt of Champions, you got the no, I'm kidding. You always do have the Potion of Water Breathing if you don't feel like you're gonna use that.
Oh, no. Well, I was holding on to it, but just to make sure that I understand correctly, so it's he's offering basically his shop or messenger services.
Yeah, basically. So let me explain this out again. So you always have his shop if you ever want to buy anything from him, but I don't think you have the gold at the moment, so you'll probably have to call him later. But the messenger service works this way. Essentially, you guys, unless you're a worshiper of Dendar, can pay 10 gold to get or to transport an item or even a written down message, assuming you guys have paper, right? If you don't have paper, then you can't give it to do it. But it has to be a physical item, and or the Sewer King can transport it to any game in Soulbound, assuming that they have a mark. And it will be privately given to that player or in their character. No one can interfere with it.
Okay.
I said, worshippers of Dendar, they have a 80% discount and they only have to pay 2 gold rather than the 10. And no, you cannot have, oh, let's just have Spike just buy everything for us. That's not how that works. But if you don't have anything now, you can always just call him back in the future. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I think I will, because I do want to send a message, but I'm gonna grab some of the gold from what we found on the bodies.
Easy enough. So, if that's the case, you can say your goodbyes to the Sewer King as he'll get ready to disperse.
Oh, can I ask a question? Because
Sure.
I had wanted to call him up, actually.
Sure, if you want to, go for it.
Okay. Well, this is really interesting information. Thank you for the warning. But that was not the way that I was looking, as far as finding people against me. I did want to ask you, you said that you've been kind of keeping an eye out and all that. Do you think I should trust the warlock that's in our party, Myra?
You mean little old Myra? Girl, I'll tell you one thing. There is a lot more to her than you could possibly imagine, and I'm sure you're gonna find a lot about that up in this mountain. But, hell, as I mentioned to Alexa, well, agony of the swords. Trust can go a long way, but it needs to be earned. You at least gotta give her a chance. to see whether she can or she deserves to be trustworthy. If you don't, who knows what kind of opportunities you could be losing out on.
Yeah, you're right in saying that she's got a lot of layers. That I figured. And I really don't want to judge her by appearances, because we all know that's pretty useless.
What are you talking about? I'm dressed rather fine, if I do say so myself.
I know, it seems the handsomest of people get the most hate. It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense.
Upside down world. Well, I'm gonna have a lot to think on, and I'll certainly be observing everything around me.
If that's the case, keep that eye of Dindar on the skies and all around. Only thing I can say is, it's almost time. You're gonna be meeting a couple of people soon, and in fact, we got a new individual joining our ranks. A loud one at that, but a powerful one.
Hey, that's what we need.
All I'll say is, listen out for a call. The Serpent's Call, if you will.
And with that, you'll see as the Sewer King will begin to start slowly descending into the legs of the water and more. You'll see as the tendrils begin to almost fold into himself. And as it happens, the Sewer King begins to vanish. And eventually, you awaken from your or from your sleep halfway through. That being said, it takes a bit of time as you look around and about, but you're able to eventually fall back to sleep. And as you do, continue with the next watch. Last but not least. Alright, give me 1 second. Myra, I believe you wanted to take second watch, correct?
Yeah, I'm doing a long. Usually these don't end up well for me. Thank God it wasn't me this time.
Alright.
Yeah, me as well.
Alright, so.
I was also gonna do second watch, because I also only need one sleep.
Alrighty. So, those of you who are keeping watch, if you will, make some perception checks for me, and we'll get started with that.
Wait, so Ingot, did you say you'd be doing this one, or that you'd be doing the next one?
Ingot only needs 4 hours sleep. So, the next 2, I'd imagine.
For sleeping. So, when I'm a little confused. Are you sleeping right now, or?
Wait, didn't Sensei just say second watch?
Yeah, this is the second watch. So who are you having for the second watch?
Yeah, Ingot would happily do it, because Ingot only needs 1 watch of sleep. Did that clear it up, Never?
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're good.
I got a dip.
Alright, that said, well, real quick, if you could stay for this last part, if that's fine.
Yeah, I can stay for this last part.
Thank you. Because you're not going to want to miss this part. So, as you guys are keeping watch, make perception checks for me, if you will.
Did anything happen while Ingot was sleeping?
Nah, nothing of interest.
I see all.
Yes, you do.
While he was sleeping, he asked for shinies, as he always does.
Easy enough, asking for shinies, and then Navro, perception check.
Alright.
What the heck? Where did it freaking go? Hold on 2 seconds. I'm trying to speed through this. For some reason, my notes got fucked up randomly. Okay, gotcha. What is this? There we go. Sorry about that. As this is sort of happening, you guys are all sort of keeping watch and more. And you guys are looking about. Ingot's kind of looking for shinies. Navro's kind of doing, Navro things. Maybe even talking to Mimir occasionally. Myra, you're kind of off by yourself. before eventually begin to hear a bit of footsteps and the cracking of ice from afar. You begin to hear it coming from the likes of this position over here.
I am going to ready Firebolt in that direction.
Immediately, like a shade, I like wisp away, kind of as fast as I can. If I could move my token to a higher vantage point, I'd just give off an aura pair.
Ingot's gonna like prep up and switch to Swallowtail Counter because that needs to be used at least once.
That being said, you got it. All begin to ready yourselves. Navarro conjuring the likes of a firebolt. Ingot's beginning to switch stances and prepare for any defense. Myra clinging up to those sort of walls in the caves and more. As you begin to hear the sort of footsteps, the cracking of ice get closer and closer. You begin
Wait,
to.
am I still sleeping?
Yeah, oh yeah, they didn't wake you up. They just said, "Fuck it, we're ready." But
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
what you do see is this. As you instinctively grab your weapons, you look over and you see a bit of ice fall from a portion of the sky. And you look over as several of these spirits are sort of forming, and you sort of relieve yourself for a brief moment, seeing that, oh, there's nothing wrong, we're perfectly good. And then you begin to see a sort of shadow walking amongst them. A bigger one, not necessarily Ingot's size, but roughly kind of Zephyrs in a way. More so Spikes. You look over towards them and you hear the sort of dragging of chains across the ground. The individual standing at nearly 7 feet tall. And you watch as they eventually emerge out of the shadows. Let me at least describe them. You see a yellowish copper dragonborn, standing tall, clad in armor, wounded fiercely with several chains amongst their arms and legs. Emerging, they begin to unhood themselves, and you watch as their eyes begin to crackle with electricity, a blue light wielding a symbol of Karanos. And then he looks towards you all, weapon raised, but not pointing towards you, and then looks towards you and just says, "What are you doing here?" Wait. Looking at Myra, he'll just say, say it again?
I'm going to be taking off the deer mask. Better look.
He'll look over towards you. Wait. Myra? And as he asks that question, knowing your name, a flood of memories begin to flow into your brain, Myra. But we'll have to figure out what those memories are next week on The Ascent.
Oh my god, what a cliffhanger!
Too bad everyone who's sleeping can't see her face.
Oh boy, as this individual returns back into the Auroraverse, baby. God. That said, thank you all the players who were able to play today. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I'm gonna quickly break down all of stream and all that stuff. Sadly, Max isn't here because he knows exactly where this character's from. But yeah.
I gotta go, but I'll catch y'all later.
Thank you, Limbit. Appreciate you.
Take care.
There's
for
Max.
next week.
He's like, wait, what? That's it. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'll see you in a minute.
Oh wait.
Oh man, he's back. That said, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Let me switch over to the chilling scene. I don't think we got time for a raid. I mean, unless we got like a crap ton of people or something like that, then maybe I'll raid. But hold on, let me see. I don't think so. Or yeah, we're good. We're good. That being said, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. But I gotta get going. I am hungry, and we gotta break down stream. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. as we're gonna be doing the Hades one shot, and more. So the Path of Phonax. Hopefully, I'll see you guys there. And yeah, stay awesome, my friends. Stay awesome. Also, make sure to join the Discord, !project, all that good stuff. Oh, I spelled it wrong. !project. I think I did. Someone mods do it for me. I can't spell. All right, see you guys.